feel like I'm getting deja vu. This is like a rock war number 2. A rock war number 2. I like the look of those oil supplies. I'd be ashamed if someone invaded you. If someone invaded you. And I ran so far away. From them night and day. But destroy USA. A drone appears above your head. A mower bomb comes falling down on you. Falling down on you. The fleet is moving nearer still. The Strait of Hormuz, it comes in view. The oil must flow through. And I ran so far away. The bomb I bombed them night and day. But destroy USA. A tiny hit hits a big red button. Atomic bombs come falling down on you. Mushroom clouds in view. Send out a tweet to let you know. World War III 'cause Israel told me to. All for Netanyahu. And I ran so far away. Bomb bomb them night and day. And I ran so far away. Bomb them night and day. But destroy USA.
Circles the globe to uncover the stories America will never stop talking about. She grew up only wanting to be a hairdresser, but Tammy Wynette styled herself a dream and took it all the way to Nashville and into the hearts of America. Visit the private paradise of Maui and join the fun as the superstars make waves at this jewel atop Hawaii. Meet David Brenner for a slice of the good life as the crazy comic puts fun on the menu during a High Rollers tour of Atlantic City. All this and more when Lifestyles returns. Stay with us.
The left is attacking my bowel movements. My toilet is under attack from the woke left.
Definitely tired.
He's tired.
He's sleepy.
Ever notice how dark and sunken in my eyes are?
We've noticed how dark the bags under your eyes are, buddy. I only talk about it every day. He's Raccoon Man.
Little tired today. It was a long night.
He's always tired.
What are you, fresh?
Oh, man, look at him, though. He is tired.
I'm going to take a nap.
Take a day off.
Look at his eyes. They're just bloodshot. Look at his left eye. It's completely bloodshot.
I'm tired, boss.
What are you guys going up to? What are you guys going up to?
Fail.
What are you guys up to this weekend?
Whoa!
Oh, there we go!
Whoa!
Whoa! Whoa! Buddy!
Distraction alert.
He has a problem with words. His brain doesn't work so good.
Not focused.
He's trying to be an actual entertainer with these problems.
Oh, shit.
He's mushmouth. He looks like my UPS delivery guy. Not the first person to say that.
Yep.
It seems to be a universal recognition that he looks like a fucking UPS driver.
Well, now I'm just going to upload all the terrible ones so you guys can watch me suffer. Or suffer, as some people like to say.
He's rolled over and showed his udders and just embraced being a lolcow. And he's like, yeah, I guess I'm in my lolcow era, boys. Here you go. Make sure you get this close up when you milk my udders.
I just jumped I just did my little trampoline.
I want to see Jared do tricks on the trampoline. You think Jared can do a 360 backflip, buddy? He's gonna poo his pants on the trampoline, guaranteed.
I'm gonna have to shit for sure.
The pooth is out there, pal.
I have anxiety diarrhea.
He has anxiety diarrhea.
I was getting like diarrhea a lot. I had to run a red light and still some came out.
Can you imagine if he did run the red light and just T-bone a family and like paralyze some? Officer, I'm sorry I killed that family of 4, but I couldn't shit my pants. Your political live stream, sir.
You've never had the joy of pissing in your own basement.
The woke is so owned, good sir.
And the left, that's the #1 insult.
Go left.
Are you for real, bro? It's anybody who would hear it would make fun of you.
If I eat healthy, explosive diarrhea.
You don't have to tell anybody this shit. No one wants to know about your shit. You shitter. The left is attacking my bowel movements. My toilet is under attack from the woke left. No, I'm pretty sure your toilet's under attack from you, good sir.
To bring back the shit stories, I'll share
No,
them.
no.
Sometimes they'll have bathrooms available if they're like a park or something like that.
Usually
it's where like homeless people shoot up.
No.
I had like a diarrhea moment.
This is your quartering heritage moment. His diarrhea moment.
10 years ago, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, or if you could the A-team, maybe you can hire...
Fuck out of my feet! Kick that!
They chipping out. It is my nigga.
Christopher Nolan! I wrote the classic so good, you just gotta turn the page. You made a cheap knockoff, bitch, we are not the same. Did you seriously cast Lupita Nyong'o? And it's Helen of Troy, not Helen of Congo. I didn't even get to the part with Anne Hathaway, cause your film was so woke I fell asleep halfway. I hope you made good money at the box office tape. Was it worth selling out by making my book gay?
There's only one thing here that's pretty rich, mate. That's an ancient Greek saying things are too gay. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay. Now, where was I? What was I trying to say? Oh yeah, you suck when people hear your name. They think of Homer Simpson first, not your gay Greek plays again. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay. I'm not homophobic, I'm just saying.
You might not be homophobic, but you're clearly homophobic. You made the ancient Greeks walk when they were supposed to be stoic. My original scripture, you haven't even read it. Your entire script reads like it was written by Reddit. Your directorial choices were more mind-numbing than trying to imagine Elliot Page's plumbing. And what's with the dialogue? Mine's better, period. Yours is more awkward than Elliot Page's period.
Let's start at the end and go back to the beginning, to a time before you wrote your stupid book that I'm stealing. Don't worry if that don't make sense, it will eventually. Your mind will be more bent than the cast of this movie, like the plot of Inception. I'll put the witness in your brain. I am Christopher, the director, and pronoun respective. from pronoun A to pronoun Z's, or I'll accept you. Unless your name is Homer, then I fucking hate you.
Did you seriously cast Zendaya in the Odyssey? You do know that this story ain't a comedy?
We'll see what you have to say during my Oscar speech. I'll remake the Iliad next if you don't stop with the hate speech.
Your woke ideology made the movie worse. You snuck it in like a Trojan horse.
I don't know what a Trojan horse is, man. I didn't read the book, but I do know that Homer looks shook.
Bro, your movie's trash. It's all over Twitter. And the music sucks. Where the fuck is Hans Zimmer? Just look at your cast. They made me snigger. For the sake of Zeus, you hired a singer. All this half-ass casting. Half your cast is half-cast. You rewrote my writing to rewrite the past. In a Greek movie you casted only blacks and gay. Let's see how brave you are when casting Planet of the Apes.
Who won? It was Homer. Who's next? You decide. Comment below along with your full name, your credit card number, the expiry date, and don't forget the 3 digits on the back.
Eternity, motherfucker. I'm
Really?
just trying to help you.
I'm sorry, but I don't need your help.
Yes, you do, motherfucker. You do need my help, sir. Can't you see that, you son of a bitch?
Could you please just let me check out my groceries?
Fuck you, I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
Wow, this is...
You gotta ask Jesus Christ.
I don't have
sinners.
to do anything.
We're all sinners.
Okay.
He's not gonna force you to do it.
You're sinning right now.
No, I'm not, motherfucker. You fucking accuser. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking accuser. You motherfucking accuser.
Saw you, thought you were the bomb, thought you were the finest woman I'd ever seen. On black.com, so now you're with me. Think it's time I said this misery needs company until at least one of us drops dead. Won't you stay in my shack? I'll buy you so much crack. I love you, bitch. Please grant my wish. You make me wanna shout it. You wanna know the truth about it. I love you, bitch.
It's the new Melanie Mac doll.
Hi, chat. How's it going? Did you all have a wonderful weekend and Monday?
Those are like her 3 phrases, like she's a drawstring fucking doll, like from Toy Story or something.
With 5 insightful phrases.
Wow! Yeah, great! Wow! Yeah! It's like the same 4 or 5 fucking phrases in a row, like she's an action figure.
Wow! That's incredible!
It sounds like a dying cat.
Oh, man. Yeah! Nice! Her voice is it's honestly like a drowning animal. Like you throw a cat, you know, in the water and
Wow!
I'm the captain.
When you mow your cat by accident.
Ow!
I mowed the dog.
Great commentary, Mel.
Right.
Like-
yeah.
Alrighty, I'm going to take it off mute, and then I'm going to try that again. Alrighty, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Relief Valve podcast. It is the Sunday Shitbag Roundup, and we are not running low on shitbags, and we're going to be getting into it. So, first, by the way, someone who has blocked me, the Tate brothers, at least Andrew's blocked me. Court filing reveals luxury cars featured in the Tate brothers' social media videos, including $5 million and $7 million Bugattis, were in fact rented. The alpha males, guys, they're fucking telling you how to do it, and you rent your bitches, and you rent your cars, and you rent your mansions because you can't fucking afford anything because you're a bunch of fucking grifters. Fuck you, Tates. Faggot-ass motherfuckers telling us how to be alphas. We'll fucking figure it out on our own, you fucking queers. Okay. That was a strong start to the show. I understand that. But I wanted to start on a high note. I wanted to hit it, right? And that's what we did. So we have a lot for today's show. For everybody that's more on the Kino Casino side of the lore of these podcasters and content creators, Nick Rekieta has been reinstated to active status as a lawyer, licensed to practice law. There's Hotep talking about it. Here's the proof right here. In reinstatement, Nicholas Robert Rekieta to active status as a lawyer, licensed to practice law. Nicholas Robert Rekieta, registration number 0397061, was placed on involuntary restricted status for failure to comply with continuing legal education requirements. Proof of compliance with continuing legal education requirements has now been furnished to the satisfaction of the State Board of Continuing Legal Education. It is hereby ordered that Nicholas Robert Rekieta is reinstated to active status as a lawyer licensed to practice law. So for everybody you know, congratulations to Nick Rekieta for being brought back to active status. All right. You know what? I don't personally have a problem with Nick Rekieta. I've seen some of his posts on X. I think they're interesting. I follow him for some of the stuff that he puts on. You know, the boys have their own issues and they have a background with that, and that's okay. You can like the people they like and hate some of the people they like, but it doesn't have to go both ways. You can like who you like. You decide for yourself. Here's the quartering. This grifting piece of fucking shit. And the reason that I have him in my intro is for a couple of different reasons. One, I'm running a clip show for the boys for the Kino Casino. You can find it on YouTube. It's Felted Inc.
and I'm uploading stuff all the time on that. You can go check that out. Also, he's in my sphere. He is news and politics and allegedly entertainment, right? I'm doing the extreme bunny ear quotes for that. Entertainment. He is a retard. He can't read anything. He can't actually give you legitimate news about what's going on. And he's just a grifting bum. It's all of his shows are basically like a 30-minute coffee commercial where if you're lucky, you might get 5 to 10 minutes of actual news of things that are going on. That's one of the reasons I hate him. When I started my political, just dipping my foot into the political pool early on, and Kim Coulter says this, her and I have worked together, and we've done a show together talking about the Candace Owens, Andrew Wilson thing. We did a little panel talking about all that. When she was on a show, she said, when you're first kind of delving into politics, you as you're starting your journey, you tend to run into the quartering. And that's because he saturates the entire area with his slop. So it's almost like, if the enemy has covered an entire area with landmines, chances are you're going to run into a landmine. You're not going to find the secret way around it. So this guy saturates the area with all of his crap. So I ran into him and started getting some updates from him. And a lot of these content creators, they're all shilling something, right? Tim Pool is doing coffee, or he's also shilling some stuff about his backers, his sponsors. Others are doing all the same thing. So at the beginning of their shows, you as the viewer, myself as well, I don't just have a show. I'm a consumer of news and podcasts as well. You tend to hear that part and kind of tune out a little bit, right? You're doing something, either you're working, you're playing a game, you're doing some chores in the kitchen or around the house. You tend to tune out their fucking bullshit and their grift. Well, as it got progressively worse, because he would shill his fucking coffee company like it was going out of style, I started to actually pay more attention to how much coffee commercial I was getting, as opposed to the news and the update that I was looking for. And when I did, I realized I was watching a show that was a coffee company commercial, and then maybe you got 5 minutes of news at the end of the fucking coffee commercial. Think about the when you go to a hotel and you go on vacation, the channel that is 100% the hotel's amenities and different things to do channel. So you put that on, and then 24/7, that channel tells you about the things you can do in the hotel, what the hotel offers, and then the different activities you can do. That's a quartering show. It's just the 24-hour hotel channel, except it's the 24-hour coffee channel where he has to hawk his crap that no one wants. Nobody wants to buy the fucking Quarterings coffee. But that's what his bullshit is. But a new co-host has been found for Private Flat, Melanie Mac. And it's this creator here. She's been doing a lot of AI, but I can't tell thus far, because it's early on for her, and she only has a small amount of followers, which part is her participating in it, and which one is just AI. But here she is, being the new co-host for the Quartering. Check this out.
Today, make boom boom in my diaper, mommy.
Wow!
Aren't you proud of me?
Yeah!
I can fit 20 Zens in my mouth all at once.
Right!
What are the oranges for? Me big business man.
Wow!
Ooga booga, big coffee company I have.
Right!
What are you going up to this weekend? So this week's diarrhea story is gonna be a doozy. Sable, are you ready for another fun story about my bowel movements?
Yeah!
My keto diet is doing well. I've lost 50 pounds this week alone.
Wow!
You believe me, right? Hold on, I need another fireball.
Oh. Big alcohol got him. So how's was everybody's weekend, chat?
So I went to the Ren Fair this weekend with the wife. Of course, the trolls lied and said that the pictures were from last year. And now it's Sable's favorite part of the show. It's time for fast food news with me and co-host Sable Noon. My bull is under attack. My cortisol is spiking. Felt it again! I'll get you next time, casino.
I mean, that was so good, you almost don't realize that Melanie Mac isn't there because Sable Moon did the exact same thing. So, okay. Speaking of news that's going on, I did the midweek or the midday blitzkrieg, and I talked about the feud that's going on between Alex Jones and Tim Pool. Now, I'm not a big fan of Tim Pool anymore. I think he's a condescending cunt that has to talk down to everybody. He always has to be right, and you're wrong. In fact, as I put in as the teaser for the show, we are going to be looking at him getting felted at a college event. I thought this was AI at first. Tim Pool decided, as Charlie Kirk has done, as Ben Shapiro has done, as Michael Knowles has done, etc., he decided to go to a college and debate leftist college students over the sphere and some of the things and claims that he's made on his show. And it went awful because, you know, when you're on his show, you're a captive audience. So if you don't like it, you can be like Kanye West. You can just put your GIMP mask on and you can just walk out and be done with it. And the other ones will get shit on because he knows better than you, right? But he's here at this college event, and these college events these college kids don't give a shit. So these leftists are pushing him on all of his bullshit and what he claims, and some of them, believe it or not, actually made some really good points. We're going to get to that. But first, this was the quartering going on Alex Jones's show. So Alex Jones is having his battle with Tim Pool. Each one is accusing the other one of being paid by Israel, paid by other foreign interests. And one of the other things that happened as a result of this was Alex Jones talking about an algorithm change on X, where he ended up losing viewers, live viewers, and followers as well. And he said there's a bug with the algorithm, and then he reached out to Elon Musk and he said, please look into this, please fix it. Tim Pool comes out and says, it doesn't seem like it's the algorithm. It seems like it's the result of someone like you, Alex Jones, turning on President Trump and changing your outlook on how you're handling and approaching things. You have now become anti-Trump. Therefore, you have lost a fair amount of your base, which is pro-Trump. That's what started the battle between the two of them. Now, the quartering decided to insert himself into all of this because he's a grifting bum and he wanted some clout of his own, and he decided to talk some shit to Alex Jones as well. And then, so Alex Jones challenges the quartering and says, I'll pay you $10,000 in relation to the Charlie Kirk situation, because then he starts criticizing Alex Jones over the Charlie Kirk situation. And I think sometimes Alex has been defending Candace Owens. That's something that I don't agree with. Candace Owens is a lying, grifting, conspiratorial piece of shit, and she's on a revenge tour. This is not about the honor and the good name of Charlie Kirk. This is about her burning TPUSA to the ground because she was uninvited from the Cool Kids Club. They did not want her there. They didn't want her to be the queen of TPUSA. They didn't want her to be an affiliate that worked with TPUSA because she's a liar and a piece of shit. They didn't want her there. So this is Candace Owens' revenge tour. And she hides that as, well, I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions about what really happened to Charlie Kirk. How can you all get so mad at me when you're asking questions? So the Quartering attacks Alex Jones for giving her a little bit of clout. And then they end up having a challenge issued there as well. Alex Jones says, I'll pay you $10,000 to you, the Quartering, if you can prove I said that it was Israel that killed Charlie Kirk. Because Alex says, I never said that. And then as the Kino Casino showed, they go over the Quartering talking shit. And he's like, well, Alex, you should take a look at your chat. You should take a look at all the upset people in your chat, which is fucking ironic because all of the people in the Quartering's chat are telling him he's a cuck, a loser, a bum, he's a liar, running his fake coffee company. So it's rich that he tells Alex to look at his chat when the Quartering should be looking at his own. So the Quartering ends up kind of talking a whole bunch of shit. Then it comes time to be on Alex's show. And the Quartering ends up doing a 180 completely and changing his attitude when he goes on Alex Jones's show. Because Alex Jones gets way more viewers than the Quartering does. I went on the Quartering show today on Rumble, and I tried to talk some shit to him, but I'm still permanently muted. I have that video saved here. I'm going to play that, guys, for you at some point so I can show you the proof of it. But at one point, I haven't caught up with the casino yet. At one point, he's talking about buying a cow for his property. So I go on to the chat in his show, and I said, hey, Quartering, I understand. I've heard that you're going to buy a cow. But what do you intend to do about your bull? And it was immediately, I could not make a comment of any kind in the live chat. I even went down to the page's chat where I could leave a message. I'm blocked from doing that too. I showed that on there, and I will show that to you guys when I get to it. But I said, what are you going to do about your bull? You know, the bull that's fucking your wife while you're sitting in the corner getting your jollies off because the guy's a fucking pussy. He's a loser. But here is the portion of Alex Jones's show where I'm going to preface this with something else because it's important. The Quartering has been on Rex Jones's show. That is Alex Jones's son. He's gone on there and he's had an attitude. He's talked shit to Rex Jones. And at one point being in the debate with Rex Jones, he says, the Quartering says, well, I'm not really a serious person. You shouldn't take what I say at all serious. I post crap on YouTube. I troll on, not YouTube, excuse me, on X. I troll on X. I troll online. You shouldn't take me as a serious person. Because Rex was asking him serious questions about what was going on between the Israeli-Palestine fight and where he was on it, because the Quartering had made some comments about, like, why don't you just nuke them? Who gives a fuck? Yada, yada. And then Rex was pushing him on those comments. Elaborate and tell us where you are exactly and what it is you are trying to say to everybody, to our viewers and your viewers, about what your point is. And then the Quartering comes out with this bullshit answer, I'm not a serious person, yada, yada. Now he comes on Alex Jones's show. The Rex Jones show was a while ago, a couple of months ago. He comes on Alex Jones's show and tries to be the consummate professional. I want to have a professional and in-depth conversation with you, Alex Jones, about these topics that we're going to discuss. Completely flip-flopping on what he said on Rex Jones's show. So, are you a serious person giving the news to people? Or are you a clown and a shitbag and none of us should take you seriously? Well, for the Quartering, apparently it's whatever time of the day and whatever podcast he's on, and then he decides for himself. This is one of the things that pisses me off so much about the Quartering. He's fake. He's a bum. He's not giving you real news. He's not giving you real takes. He licks his finger, puts it up, sees where the wind is blowing. That's the way that he goes. He's gone from a Trump person to selling Trump calendars and barbecue books, Trump MAGA barbecue books, things to make for your cookout, drinks to make for your cookout, to flipping on that and saying, I'm not MAGA, I'm not a serious conservative, I'm actually liberal, I'm this or that. He just goes where the wind blows. Whereas someone like myself has been MAGA, and then I have been critical of the president because of how he's handling Iran and how all of that is filtering down to all of us, and what the American taxpayer is suffering through right now, which is high gas prices, high meat prices, high prices for wood and lumber, right? All the things he promised he was going to bring down, but isn't happening, and they are all part of this Iran offensive that didn't really need to happen. So he's not a real person. And it gives the rest of us that are trying to be real and honest with our followers and our listeners a bad name, because a lot of the people, and I myself included, we all walked away from legacy media. You walked away from CNN, you walked away from MSNBC, you walked away from Fox News, to be fair about the whole thing, because you got sick and tired of the same old, the narrative, and them towing the party line. So you went to the people, regular old Joe and Janes like myself, who went online and decided to start sharing the news with you, what we're learning and how it's affecting all of us. And the problem is, you have run into grifters and pieces of shit like the Quartering, like Tim Pool, like Hassan Piker, and others who are using this for their own personal gain to make money and to blow smoke up your ass. That has been the problem about you. You've walked away from one fake bad situation to walk directly into the arms of another bunch of fake grifting losers and bums. So here he is, coming on Alex Jones's show, and you'll notice very conveniently how serious the Quartering becomes.
The news cycle. AlexJonesLive.com is tomorrow's news today.
So, Tim Pool's got some really big balls to respond to me this morning and say, Alex Jones got the call to attack you. Dude, you're not important enough for some government that you're trying to imply I'm paid by to come out and attack you. You weighed in when I'm trying to get a glitch on XFix that I was confirmed to be right about, and said that I deserved it and that I'd actually lost my audience because freedom isn't popular and being against this war isn't popular, when all the polls, to get a glitch all on the numbers, all the facts show it. Ben Shapiro, all of them have destroyed their careers, unveiling themselves, uncloaking as Israeli operatives. You got $1.3 billion the Knesset passed last year to pay for brainwashing in America. You have the Israelis trying to take over the NDAA, the Defense Authorization Act. You've got them primarying people and bragging about it. And you have the Jewish Insider last year about the secret meeting. And then Tim Pool gets asked about it, and Netanyahu talks about it. And they admit that Netanyahu called and asked him to be there specifically because he was going to expose Qatari agents. Overhead shot, please. He was going to expose the Qatari agents with no proof. And the guy I got coming on next from the Quartering, he said in a post, no, it's because your Pakistani bots were asleep. And he'll say it's a joke, but it's not.
Now, what's funny is Alex ends up referring to him as the salty cracker, which is another political content creator. And I think really Alex wanted the salty cracker on, not the Quartering. But he ended up getting the two confused, because even the Quartering has admitted this. Alex was confusing me with the salty cracker. I think that Alex wanted the salty cracker on and not this fucking bum. But it got sent out. The challenge was made. They're going to talk. So it ended up being the Quartering, but it's just a little bit funny. So here's a Quartering. He's putting on a button-up shirt. Normally he's at a dirty hoodie, and his hair's all fucked up, and now he's Mr. Consummate Professional, and he's ready to have this discussion. I'm going to take it to Alex Jones. Let's see if he does.
I have never taken any foreign government money. I've never taken money from the Israelis, the Republican Party, Democrat Party, anybody. Back when I had YouTube, right before they banned me, it was crazy because we were like #1, billions of views, every month or so. And boom, 20,000 spent by the Air Force, 5,000 by the Marines. I was like, this is cool. There were news articles. What are the Marines and Air Force doing? So yeah, the U.S. government, without me asking, because I was wide open on advertising, I had the thing where I wouldn't select it. That's the only government ever put any money into me that I know of. It was magically through some circuitous route, maybe. Remember when they had a Russian company bought part of a file sharing site where you give them your files, they give you your files, you upload them, and Tim.
Yeah, so we had Alex Jones on several years ago when he was banned from every platform. YouTube deleted the episode of some bullshit reason. So I called Michael Malice and Alex immediately and said, we're doing the show again. Fuck YouTube. Because you couldn't. When Alex Jones got banned, for the most part, online from any social media platform, that was the reason he was on Infowars.com, which was purely a website, because he couldn't be on YouTube, couldn't be on Rumble, couldn't be on anything. And then when Elon Musk bought X, everything changed. Alex was invited back on that. YouTube realized they were making some mistakes as well, decided to make some changes. They invited Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes back onto YouTube. Now, to the best of my knowledge, currently, Nick Fuentes hasn't accepted that offer. He has not made a page to go back to YouTube. He is purely on Rumble. However, Alex Jones made a new YouTube page, and he is currently live streaming on YouTube as well, because they didn't give him his old page back and all of his followers. So they did fuck him that way. But Alex Jones is back on YouTube. But one of the things that he's referencing with Tim Pool was Lauren Chen had made a company called Tenet. Tenet ended, and Tim Pool, a whole bunch of other content creators. Why can't I can't remember their fucking names now. I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up so we can go over it. But Tim Pool and others were working under the umbrella of Tenet. Tenet ended up getting several $1 million donated to them by Russian agents, which that money made it to Tim Pool and others. And then it became a big controversy that Tim Pool was paid by Russia. Now, Tim tried to play it off and say, we had no knowledge of that. Benny Johnson is one. So it was Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, Lauren Southern was the one that was running Tenet along with somebody else. Taylor Hanson, Matt Christensen. Because Tenet Media featured 6 right-wing influencers: Matt Christensen, Taylor Hanson, Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, David Rubin, Lauren Southern. And then in 2024, it was charged for having 2 Russian media executives in the U.S. give them $10 million. A $10 million scheme to illegally fund Tenet Media and influence it to promote Russian propaganda. Tim Pool was part of that. Whether he wants to say, I don't know where the money came from. We got donations, and we don't look into. This was how he coped. He said, we don't look into every donation we get. We don't know everybody that gives us money. We get money, we're thankful for it, then we move on for the show. It's like, okay, so you didn't ask yourself who gave us like $2 million? Because that's going to be split between all of those people: Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, Benny Johnson. So it's like, you didn't question who gave you $2 million? Just Tenet said, here's $2 million. Keep up the good work. We've got some mystery investors. So Tim Pool is accusing Alex Jones of being paid by either Israel or Qatar. And in the meantime, Alex Jones is accusing Tim Pool of being paid by not only Russia, but also Israel as well, because he had a private meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu. There was a Chatham Rules meeting of about a half dozen podcasters and influencers in D.C. And they had a personal sit down with Bibi Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel. With Chatham Rules, what this is essentially, you can have a sit down with people from other countries, a leader or representative. You can have a private conversation with them, and you are not legally obligated to dispose the contents of all of that to anyone, nor the people that were at the meeting. So the only thing anyone knew was Bibi Netanyahu came to America, sat down with podcasters and influencers, one of those being Tim Pool. And his cop-out was, well, I was open with everybody and said I'm going to be sitting down with Bibi Netanyahu. Okay. What'd you talk about? What did he want? What did he want from you and all the other influencers that were there? Like, what could the conversation, how could that conversation be pro-America when you're sitting down to have a one-on-one with the Prime Minister of Israel? Right? It's all some shady shit. That's some of the things that Alex is referring to as he goes on. We'll continue.
Bull that came out was getting some Russian money. And when he came out and said, I didn't know I was getting Russian money, I believed him because I know how that stuff works. I never did one of those type contracts because I knew that kind of stuff was involved. So I never got money from the Russians like Tim Pool. I've never gotten money from the Israelis. I got money from the Air Force and Marines. And it became a big national scandal. You can look it up. Oh, God, the left's like, look, what's he doing any money? We had giant viewership on YouTube, and we had a huge audience of young males. That's their target influencers. So that's where we are.
There's that Nate Garland or whatever, that fucking shitbag that was the Attorney General for the U.S., that shitbag that was working on for Biden. The one that went after parents. He was investigating parents with the FBI. The parents that were concerned about trans ideology in the children's books at school, and also LGBTQ ideology books that were available in the, not just the high schoolers, the young children's, the middle schoolers' libraries, that they could read that book at any point in time when they had their free period. He was investigating parents who went to school board meetings and brought up their concerns for it. This guy is an absolute fucking piece of shit.
That's the reality. So I got to tell you, Tim, you got big old huevos rancheros there, pal, saying, I got a call. Who'd I get a call from, pal? Because I didn't meet in secret. I didn't meet in secret with Netanyahu.
Look at that fucking picture.
No, I didn't. I showed you the headlines. Met in secret. Oh, he said, Alex got the call. That's the simple explanation. Really? Did I get a call from Benjamin Netanyahu to come meet with him secretly like you did? Is that what happened? Is that what went on?
And if you go back to my previous show, The Blitzkrieg, I played the video of Tim Pool coming right out and saying that he met with Bibi Netanyahu with other influencers, but wasn't willing to name the other influencers because it wasn't his right to do under the Chatham rules. So he would have to get permission from them, or they would have to out themselves. So he would just say that I was there. He wouldn't say who else was there, but that he would admit that he was meeting with Bibi Netanyahu as well.
I want to know. I want to know what you're talking about, Tim. I want you to answer the question. Netanyahu, Israel fighting 8-front battle. The 8 fronts here in the U.S. for our minds. Netanyahu pushes back on anti-Israel trends and meeting with podcasters. Israel Prime Minister secretly met with conservative media personalities. And then Tim tries to spin it and says, oh, I announced the meeting. It's just secret what we talked about. No, the meeting was secret, and the details are secret, and you need to come clean, especially now. I felt a little guilty going after you, but you attacking me for no reason was personal, so I'm tired of putting up with crap. You know, it was a long day. I was up at 4 a.m. I was still working at night. If I wasn't tired yesterday, I wouldn't have probably shot back, but I'm glad I...
And by the way, under the Chatham rules, you can talk about what was said at the meeting and questions that you were asked and that you in turn asked. You are just not obligated to answer any of those questions. And Tim's been a little tight-lipped about the entire thing. He's let a little bit out. He's talked a little bit about it, but not everything.
I did now, buddy, because I want you to tell me who I got a call from, who I'm getting money from. I'll tell you I'm getting money from the viewers and listeners that support us and get great supplements and great T-shirts and great knives and everything else at the AlexJonesStore.com. That's who finances me, the viewers and listeners of this broadcast. And the implication that freedom isn't popular is bullcrap, and you know it. So I'm on your ass now, Pool, and I know a lot more stuff I think I may just bring out today.
So real quick, because I didn't know about this until I looked into it further. So Chatham House rules. Under the Chatham House rule, anyone who comes to a meeting is free to use the information from the discussion, but is not allowed to reveal who made any particular comment. It is designed to increase openness of discussion. The rule is a system for holding debates and discussion panels on controversial topics named after the Chatham House, the London headquarters of the Royal Institute of International Affairs, where the rule originated in June of 1927. The rule was created in 1927 and refined in 92 and 2002. The rule states, when a meeting or part thereof is held under the Chatham House rule, participants are free to use the information received, but neither the identity nor the affiliation of the speaker or speakers, nor that of any other participant may be revealed. Although sometimes referred to as Chatham House rules, Chatham House states that the singular should be used as is there is only one rule. It's almost like Fight Club. What's the first rule of Fight Club? You don't talk about Fight Club. The first rule of Chatham House rules is you don't talk about Chatham House. So he had a private meeting with a foreign leader. That's some shady shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what was talked about. That's some shady shit, especially if you're not willing to go in front of all of your viewers and say, so it was Chatham House rules. I can't talk about everyone that was there, but I'm going to tell you about what I talked about with Bibi Netanyahu. I'm going to share the whole thing with you right now. Tim didn't do that. He only released little tidbits of it to make it seem like he was being genuine and forthcoming with everyone. He didn't say everything. And by the way, you're allowed to talk about what other people have said. You just can't identify them. You can't say, oh, well, Benny Johnson was there too. And Benny Johnson said we should do more pro-Israel stuff. You can't say that. But you can say there was another speaker there. And that speaker said we should try to be more pro-Israel in order to help Israel out, so that you don't out the other person. So the only thing you're allowed to speak about is, I don't know what the penalties are for it, but you are only allowed to speak about what you heard, your personal interactions, and you're not allowed to name names. And he was a little mum on all of that. So, Alex has got him on that one. Tim Pool's being a little shady on that.
Well, I've challenged Andrew Wilson to debate me in the last week. He won't even return the call back to my producer, but he calls my son up asking what's going on because he knows him. I guarantee you, and I'm challenging right now, Tim Pool to come on and debate me. If there's no money involved, he obviously won't do it. If there is some money, he can't control himself. I'm sure he will. If he thinks there's like a nickel or something involved. But Jeremy from the Quartering will come on and debate me. And I like Jeremy, been on his show off and on for years. And I appreciate him coming on. But I think the main thing he does is hides behind that he's just crap posting or it's just a joke. Yeah. But he said maybe the Pakistani bots are asleep when I was talking about the big live streaming glitch on X. It was confirmed to be a glitch that they fixed by Monday morning. Alex is a daily viewer. I have personally tuned out since you've been on this Jews killed Charlie Kirk nonsense. I'll tune back in when you come back to your senses. Well, again, they're all playing on that glitch with me pointing it out that was affecting all live streamers, saying you're not popular. No, it's the war. It's the economy in deep trouble. It's Israel trying to take control of our Congress and trying to run our foreign policy. That's what's unpopular. I don't want my main issue to be Israel. I'm all over the Muslims. I'm not in the Red-Green Alliance. But Israel is bragging that it's primarying people in Congress. It's bragging that Netanyahu wrote the subsection of the NDAA 219 that literally merges them with our military. So that's where I stand. And I'm going to play a short clip before we go to Jeremy of The Quartering, thequartering.com, on X, The Quartering, on Rumble, The Quartering, popular show. And I
by the way, if you've heard that, just a quick aside, it's merging our forces working together in the Middle East, not in the United States. I still don't agree with it because we shouldn't be merging with anyone. And I need to look at this bill a little more in depth in order to understand what it is. But it's being framed as Israeli and American forces will be merged together across the board in the United States and around the world as well. That's not accurate. It's only the ones that are working in the Middle East. They will merge Israeli-American forces there to some degree that I need to understand more to what it is they're talking about. I don't agree with that. We shouldn't be merged with anyone. We can work together and have a temporary alliance, but we should not be meshed together with Israeli forces or any other forces for that matter. But that's what he's referring to with that bill. It doesn't affect forces in the United States or anywhere else aside from the Middle East, I believe.
I do think I did watch this morning while I was working out part of it, him and Rex last night debating, and I'll tell Rex, I think I appreciate him defending me, but I think he's being a little mean, and I'm being, we're obviously a little mean, all of us, but we can't be so mad at people we disagree with. When we agree with them, I'd say on 95% of stuff. And that's what I've been saying the whole time when Trump called me low IQ and burnout and all these attacks. That doesn't make me mad. It makes me mad that he's siding with never Trumpers who have almost no viewers now, like Ben Shapiro, and it's going to make us lose the midterms. And the war is literally cutting off energy and the fertilizer. And now J.P. Morgan and others say we're going to have a global food crisis and mass migrant floods. I just think multi-level stages in, it's kind of a curse I have, I guess. It's how I think. Talk about 3D chess. We're doing it here. That's how we predict tomorrow's news today. But here's some reporters breaking down the fact that it's very destructive to have the Israel First lobby come in, become Trump's brain, and attack everybody that questioned the war. And a lot of them got emotional and did overcorrect and basically have become Democrat apologists at some levels in all of this. But I'm not those people, and I'm not mad at them. I know why they overcorrected.
I don't know why that's skipping. I don't know if that's me or him.
I'm literally trying to defeat the globalists and the Red Green Alliance and the Chi-Coms and the New World Order. And now in the power vacuum, we got the Israel trying to flood him with Netanyahu to take full control when he's so unpopular even in Israel. So here's clip 16, and we'll go to Jeremy of the Quartering.
So don't worry, Tucker, you can come back. Don't worry, Joe, you can come back. Don't worry, Marjorie, you can come back. Don't worry, Thomas, you can come back. Don't worry, Alex, you can come back. Don't worry, Marjorie, you can come back. What do all these people have in common? They're either OG MAGA or they represent what was truly new MAGA in 24, and they brought along the numbers that got us a winning coalition. You know, all of these other people out there, they dismiss these criticisms and these people fracturing off. You act like you had a 10-point popular vote win or something. You don't. And let me just give everybody a little bit of a stat, and then I'll kick it back to you, because this is real, and these people can destroy the Republican Party if they choose to do so. So instead of, you know, mocking them and making fun of them, you should be trying to figure out how to court them back, because you chase them away for a tiny parasitic sliver of the coalition. Neocons are nothing. They're literally dying right in front of our faces, people. Lindsey Graham just corked off out of nowhere. Mitch McConnell is still alive, but he's not, okay? They're literally dying in front of our face, and you're sacrificing the future coalition, the future of America, our future ability to win elections for these dinosaurs who are going extinct. And the truth is, the comet has been heading to Earth for years. They just never saw it coming because they're too stupid and too old to see it. So
I don't know who that guy is, but he's smart and I want him on. But I don't want to be back at the cool table. I mean, quite frankly, Democrats get back in there trying to put me in prison. I'm not course corrected on Trump because of that, but it's a nice fringe byproduct that they might not be as interjected to put me in prison as they were last time. But they will, because I'm going to come after him. I'm not going to do softball interviews with Hunter Biden. So, bringing in Jeremy of the Quartering, popular YouTube and Rumble commentator.
Yeah, we're going to get to that, by the way. Tucker Carlson interviewing new subscriber. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that, Justin. Tucker Carlson interviewing Hunter Biden, and then Valhalla VFT interviewing him is some of the most disgusting shit I've ever seen. It is clear that it is clear to me that they are trying to revamp Hunter Biden's image in order to set him up for an office run. If it is not President of the United States, it is Congress, a congressional seat, or the Senate. They're trying to set him up for something. And everybody that is sitting him down for an interview is complicit. They are giving him an open mic and an opportunity to revamp himself and revamp his image. I have been trying to give, and I'm going to get into some of this on the show. I have been trying to give Tucker the benefit of the doubt up until the point where he had Hunter Biden on the show. And he gave him a favorable opportunity through it. We're going to watch some of it. It was 2 hours. I'm not going through the entire thing. But I want to give you a taste and an understanding of what it is. And then Valhalla doing the same fucking thing. Mr. Soldier, Mr. Patriot that loves his country, brings on Hunter Biden onto his show to interview him, have some laughs with him. This piece of shit, crack dealing, pedophile, money embezzling bum. And these assholes are bringing them on their show. That is what shows you these people are fake. You cannot go to them for your news. You cannot. You can do what you want. But I'm telling you, you are not going to get the real deal from them. They are working the system for their own particular gains. You cannot trust these fucking people. Valhalla, can't trust that motherfucker. I learned that now. And you can't fucking trust Tucker Carlson either. He's a fucking traitor. But we'll get to it. Let's go on.
With millions of subscribers and owner of the coffee brand, coffee.com, and a apolitical coffee company seeking just to get people great coffee. So we're plugging for you, thequartering.com. And I like his show. I like his clips. Though, if he's not taking Israeli money, not meeting with the Prime Minister of Israel secretly, and I'm not saying he is, he certainly is regurgitating the points, or maybe he just agrees with them. So, Jeremy.
So he's supposed to have 397,000 followers. I tuned into his show today, 4,000 viewers. That's what he had. When I first started, it was 2,500 to 3,000. And then he had 4 before I tuned out because I couldn't comment on his show anymore. Because I'm permanently muted. His numbers are botted. It's all there are ways to buy followers, buy live viewers, buy likes, buy all of this shit. It's out there in the sphere. This is stuff you learn as you go. This is all fake numbers. It's fucking bullshit. Smoke and mirrors.
Good to have you on with us.
Thanks, Alex. It's an honor to be on your show, and I appreciate you taking the time to have me on today and to discuss perhaps a small disagreement that we have. I think you're right. We agree on 98% of things, and I'm looking forward to this opportunity to try and hopefully refocus people, because I think there's a lot of infighting right now going on the right, whatever form of the right you want to talk about. And, you know, after Charlie Kirk was assassinated brutally, it was a real opportunity to finally defeat the left. And instead, it seems like the right is more focused on infighting in certain foreign countries.
He doesn't give a fuck about the right. He doesn't give a fuck about the infighting in the right either. He's been part of it, going after other people. By the way, to be fair, so have I. Everybody that is pretending that they're conservative. Candace Owens pretends she's conservative. She's full of fucking shit. Her original start, she was a leftist. Ian Carroll, pretending he's a conservative. His original start, aside from being a pizza delivery boy, a leftist. Then they claim they had a come to Jesus moment, realized conservative was the way to go, and that's where they flipped their grift and where they are right now. Except they're on a revenge tour. Ian Carroll is joined up as Candace Owens' attack dog. And then he goes out, yep, 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 yep. He's a little fucking chihuahua going after people that speak ill of the glorious Candace Owens. Valhalla VFT, supposed to be a conservative, Mr. Soldier Boy, fucking traitor. So, the infighting that's happening right now, it needs to happen. Because the fakes need to be weeded out of the movement. People need to be shown who is real and who is telling you the truth, and who are the fake pieces of shit that are grifting to make money off of all of you, and are dragging you along for the whole thing. I don't do that on this show. I tell you the truth. It means that I've probably been kicked out of MAGA. I'm not invited to the party anymore. As far as Trump is concerned, I'm probably not MAGA anymore. Okay. But I'm not going to lie to the people that follow the show. I'm not going to toe the party line. I'm not going to say that the Republicans are doing an awesome job, vote for every one of them, and make sure you get rid of the Democrats. Now, I believe worst situation, bad situation, that's all we have, go for the bad situation. At least some of the Republicans are better overall compared to the Democrats. Democrats hate this country. They want to burn it to the ground. They want to let criminals out. At least some of the Republicans, even though they're insiders as well, they're in it for themselves. They're making bad decisions. They're stupid infighting. Okay, but if you've got a gun to my head and you're telling me vote Democrat, vote Republican, I'm going to go Republican. Don't shoot, because you have to come up with something. Unfortunately, because that's where our system's at. But I am not going to lie to you about how well those Republicans are doing or how well Trump's doing, because he's not. He's fucking up in Iran. They fucked up the Strait of Hormuz. That is affecting the gas prices. That is affecting everything happening here at home right now. And I'm going to tell the truth to everybody that's watching the show. The Quartering doesn't give a fuck about any of that, because he wants to try and rope in as many people as he can. My stance is going to mean that hardcore MAGA people are going to turn me off. Fuck him. He's fake MAGA. That's what they're going to say to me. I can't do anything about it. I'm going to tell you the truth. You have to make the decision on your own. He tries to bullshit and rope in as many fucking people as he can by going whichever way the wind blows. So when he comes on here and he's defending Tim Pool here, and you're going to see that, because Tim Pool is kind of like what's left of one of his loose allies. And that's why he's going to say, oh, stop fighting with Tim Pool. Let's all come together. In the meantime, the entire internet hates him because he's fake. He's a grifter. His bullshit coffee company that he's trying to rip everybody off with. I mean, this guy is floundering. But here we go.
And that's why I'm here. I want to try to hopefully realign together before complete disaster with the midterms and then the 2028 election.
I agree with that. And, early on, because the trannies were saying they were going to kill him and they celebrated, and George Zinn jumped up and, diverted and all that, and a bunch of them turned around instantly cheering. They knew. I was like, no, I don't think it's Israel, and I still can't prove that. That's the majority of people, I think that. And then I get called an Israeli operative for saying, come on, let's look at everything here. But then I learned about Kash Patel killing investigations into foreign involvement from other sources, later directly from Joe Kent, the head of counterterrorism, and then just everything else. I don't know what happened. I just don't buy the story. And I even told TPUSA highest levels early on, I said, have you asked Kash Patel about the 10 post in the 3 days before in the town saying he'll be dead when he comes here? And then they celebrated it. And he said, yeah, we think they might have known, but we can't convict them, so we're not going to go after him. Well, there's the proof. So why did Kash Patel do that? So I'm in the middle here, not on purpose. I'm usually decisive, but this is such a quagmire, such chaos, that I've criticized a lot of the stuff Candace has said, Egyptian planes and Fort Huachuca, and I get called, but then I've also criticized, people saying, oh, no, it's all open and shut when there's a lot of problems. I mean, so that's where I'm at.
Well, I think where I'm coming from, and obviously the bot conversation was not about you. The comment was not about you specifically, and sometimes that gets lost in translation on places like X. It's about anything, Israel bad seems to be heavily bought on X. I have no evidence of that, but that's just my
there's
opinion
definitely forces pushing the anti. The Russians are, the Chinese are, Qatar is. Qatar spends $40 billion a year on propaganda. That's going on. So, yeah, definitely the anti-Israel stuff does get pushed.
Well, my concern is that it's being pushed to do exactly this. Now, I find this opportunity, which I'm very grateful for, as a blessing, because it's my hope that maybe we can work together to point out the fact that there very clearly is a concerted effort to divide the right. Now, you've gone from...
So Alex shows his comment while he's yapping. Maybe the Pakistani bots are asleep. Alex, as a daily viewer, I have personally tuned out since you've been on this "the Jews killed Charlie Kirk" nonsense. I'll tune back in when you come back to your senses. Now, Mr. Big Talk is on the show kissing Alex's ass and talking about we all need to just stop the infighting and come together. Why don't you back up all the fucking shit you were talking online? How about that, Mr. Tough Guy? When you were on your show, it takes a little bit if I play the Kino Casino Boys stuff, but they break it all down. And he gets, so the Quartering, when they are texting each other back and forth, because apparently he and Alex have each other's numbers. And then he ends up finding out live on the air that Alex is challenging him with a $10,000 challenge, which is about prove that I said that Israel did it, and then I'll pay you $10,000. And then after that, he is just talking shit. And then he comes onto the show, and he's Mr. Nice Little Boy, Mr. I'm not going to run my mouth, a little fucking bitch.
Staunch Trump supporter to somebody who's been critical of him. And I think many of the criticisms you've laid at the Trump administration's feet is valid. I don't support Trump attacking you, calling you low IQ or whatever stupid personal attacks he gave out. And you're right to be mad about that. But I'm concerned that you're getting a little, like, when you tweeted, I believe Israel was involved, has that changed? Do you
secretly met with conservative media personalities, not specifically saying who? So Tim Pool, maybe the Quartering. By the way, the Quartering, I don't know if he meant to do it or not. He ended up doing a pro-Israeli ad read on his show a couple of months back, and the casino covered it. They said that you sign up to get some ad reads, and they just kind of come up on you, and you don't know what they are, which seems a little silly to me, because why would you agree to get paid to read some random ad reads, and you're not aware of what they are? What if an ad read comes up and it's to support the LGBTQ community? You're just gonna blindly read it because it's part of your whole thing? That was odd to me. But he ended up getting a pro-Israeli ad read that talked about how you can donate to Israel to help them with their current fight in the Middle East. I mean, as Candace says, I'm just asking questions here. Is the Quartering getting his $7,000 from Bibi Netanyahu? And he is Alex, while this shitbag is talking, underlines secretly met right there.
Still believe that Israel was involved? Because I think that is the core wedge issue on the right now, when we should be focusing on the left, who is laying back and continues to be demonic and continues to want us dead. And they are just gathering power across this country. We see Muslims winning elections in Michigan.
Here's Quartering. Again, Alex put something else up. The Quartering. Yeah, Alex is 100% not obsessed with Israel. Now he's attacking Tim, a guy who has a long history of defending him, just like me. What's going on? Doesn't really address it in this show.
Texas is being overrun by Muslims. You guys are having more Islamic foot washing stations in there. People aren't talking about that. They're talking about, whether or not the Jews killed Charlie Kirk.
Well,
I
am talking about Islamic. I am talking about Islamic foot washing stations and the giant Islamic invasion.
You are
of Spain. Yeah. And then when I do, people go, "Why aren't you just attacking Israel?" I cover China. I cover Israel. I cover the UK trying to pass internet ID laws in the US. I'm against any foreign group manipulating our country.
Me too. But I think when you say stuff like people are mad at me when I say this, it makes me concerned that you're worried about what people think. And that's not the old Alex Jones I know. I think you are.
The Quartering is worried about what people think. For a while, he stopped saying, "How was your weekend?" because everyone fucking destroyed him about saying, "How was your weekend?" He has been changing up how he does his show because the people in chat have been fucking destroying him about his shit show, private flat, Melanie Mac, his sycophant that he has with him. That just goes, "Yeah, wow," to everything that he does because she's fucking paid to shine his shoes. And he has the audacity to come on here and say, "Well, I think you're worried about what other people are thinking here." And that's not a very good idea. Fucking hypocrite piece of shit.
We're on the right path when you were debunking a lot of this crazy conspiracy theories. There's zero evidence connecting Israel. Look, I'm sure they've done a lot of bad stuff. I'm not a pro-Israel guy. I think we're both the same here. I'm America first, America only. I don't care about Israel. I don't care about Qatar. I don't care about Germany. I care about American citizens in America, just like those people in Israel, Qatar, and Germany would care about their own citizens. But I have a problem. I have a real concern with people getting sucked in to what.
Why can't you look in the camera? I understand that Alex is in his studio and you're in yours, but why can't you look him in the fucking eye, straight ahead into the camera, and say what you have to say? I'm looking in the camera right now, And if I'm having an interview with Alex Jones, I'm not going to go, well, Alex, it's just been kind of crazy and I just been a little concerned about what am I looking for? I dropped my glasses. I dropped a thumbtack. I'm trying to put a piece of paper up. Look in the goddamn camera, you fucking pansy. Oh, fuck. Now I went too far. Let me get back to this faggot.
The viewers and listeners that support us and get great supplements and great t-shirts debate me. And I like and I'll
have in common. They're either
I got to get back to it. I'm sorry, everyone. I was too busy on my
from other sources, later directly from Joe Kent, the head of counterterrorism, and then just everything else. I don't know what happened. I just don't buy the story. And I even told TPUSA highest levels early on, I said, have you asked Kash Patel about the 10 posts in the 3 days before in the town saying he'll be dead when he comes here? And then they celebrated it. And he said, yeah, we think they might have known, but we can't convict them, so we're not going to go after him. Well, there's the proof. So why did Kash Patel do that? So I'm in the middle here, not on purpose. I'm usually decisive, but this is such a quagmire, such chaos, that I've criticized a lot of the stuff Candace has said, Egyptian planes and Fort Huachuca, and I get called, but then I've also criticized, people saying, oh, no, it's all open and shut when there's a lot of problems. I mean, so that's where I'm at.
Well, I think where I'm coming from, and obviously the bot conversation was not about you. The comment was not about you specifically, and sometimes that gets lost in translation on places like X. It's about anything, Israel.
A little further here.
And I think many of the criticisms you've laid at the Trump administration's feet is valid. I don't support Trump attacking you, calling you low IQ or whatever stupid personal attacks he
low IQ. Can't speak, as always.
Gave out, and you're right to be mad about that. But I'm concerned that you're getting a little, like, when you tweeted, I believe Israel was involved,
when you twatted.
Has that changed? Do you still believe that Israel was involved? Because I think that is the core wedge issue on the right now, when we should be focusing on the left, who is laying back and continues to be demonic and continues to want us dead. And they are just gathering power across this country. We see Muslims winning elections in Michigan. Texas is being overrun by Muslims. You guys are having more Islamic foot washing stations in there. People aren't talking about that. They're talking about, whether or not the Jews killed Charlie Kirk.
Well, I am talking about Islamic. I am talking about Islamic foot washing stations and the giant Islamic invasion.
You are
of Spain. Yeah. And then when I do, people go, "Why aren't you just attacking Israel?" I cover China. I cover Israel. I cover the UK trying to pass internet ID laws in the US. I'm against any foreign group manipulating our country.
Me too. But I think when you say stuff like people are mad at me when I say this, it makes me concerned that you're worried about what people think. And that's not the old Alex Jones I know. I think you were on the right path when you were debunking a lot of this crazy conspiracy theories. There's zero evidence connecting Israel. When I say this, look, I'm sure they've done a lot of bad stuff. I'm not a pro-Israel guy. I think we're both the same here. I'm America first, America only. I don't care about Israel. I don't care about Qatar. I don't care about Germany. I care about American citizens in America, just like those people in Israel, Qatar, and Germany would care about their own citizens. But I have a problem. I have a real concern with people getting sucked in to what I believe is a concerted effort to divide the right. And I feel like some people are getting sucked into it because they see all the interaction and they see how popular this stuff is on X. And so they think, well, maybe I'm wrong. They gaslight themselves because, the bot army, I mean, who benefits from dividing the right now? And that's what we should really be asking ourselves, not whether or not Candace Owens' absurd lies about Tyler Robinson are true or not. She should be ignored completely because she is clearly driven to destroy the right and perpetrating her narrative, which is, of course, exclusively, anybody who's looking at this honestly, is that Israel killed Charlie Kirk. She's had a bunch of offshoots from that, but that is the core tenet of what she is claiming, and that is why I believe it's also artificially inflated on multiple places.
Okay, well, I'm just being honest when I point out, we'll get to Hassan Piker in a moment, frothing communist Islamicist. But I just call the balls and strikes. So when you...
What does all of that rant have to do with accusing Alex Jones of losing followers because he has turned on Trump and that he's botted and that also he's blaming Israel for everything. What part of that bullshit rant from the Quartering was a part that addressed what he was challenging Alex with? There's none of it. It was a mistake by Alex to bring the Quartering on this show. You offered the Quartering clout because you have 5 times more viewers than he does. You got more eyeballs on him, and you got people that are going to tune into his show. Everything he just regurgitated, I could tell you in 5 minutes the entire thing. I don't need a talking point. I don't need a web page. I can tell you all of that is going on right now because I pay attention to what's going on. I inform myself, and then I also want to inform all of you. He doesn't do that. He learns the cool talking points. It's like going to people and going, "What's happening with sports ball today? I heard those New York Giants are they're really taking it to the other team." And like you're just trying to be relevant and you're trying to be cool. And then other people counter and go, "What the fuck are you talking about? The Giants are on a losing record right now. They suck. What the fuck are you talking about?" Well, I don't know. I just know that sports ball is crazy right now. He is just regurgitating whatever information is fed into him or he finds online. He doesn't have a strong feeling about it. He doesn't really know anything about it. And he shows it by saying, "Well, I just think that right now the division's bad, and the whole right has to come together and stop fighting." It's like, no, if you're real, you need to purge the fake ones from your movement, and then you need to move forward with the strongest, most honest group moving forward. Because at the end of the day, you will not be judged by your strongest fighters. You will be judged by your weakest fighters. The Quartering and other shitbags like him, the Quartering, Ian Carroll, Candace Owens, etc., are the weakest fighters. They're liars, they're grifters, they're bums, taking advantage of the people and their money. We will end up being judged by them, by him. So when people talk about, oh, you're real? Are you, Matt? Yeah? Well, you're talking about real things on your show and what's really going on with politics? How come you got people like the Quartering who get people's pages flagged, shut them down, take their money away from them, lie about them, bring on some dumb, loud whore onto his show that just likes everything that he does? He barely knows the news, barely knows what's going on, steals money from the people by lying to them about he has the biggest coffee company known to mankind, and then simultaneously his coffee company is so teeny tiny that he's barely surviving. If one person just gets up and steps on him, his coffee company is over. So please support him. If we are judged by shitbags like the Quartering, the rest of us are deemed by default fake bums that are just yapping. Our mouths are just moving, and we don't have anything important to say. We don't have relevant information to say. So yes, there needs to be a reckoning between, quite frankly, both sides. If the Democrats were real and the left was real, they would have a reckoning on their side as well. They would flush out people like Harry Sisson. They would flush out people like Hassan Piker. They would flush out people like Pod Save America. If you wanted to be real on your own side and your own right within your own existence, you would flush out the bad ones that are pushing for all the worst things to happen, and then you would focus on those that have a point and a message and that you wanted to share that with everybody. Or that means you're real. So the infighting that's happening with the right is a reckoning that really needs to happen, because Trump's bad decisions are going to hurt us in the midterms. Yes. Also, the shitbags that are on the right, that are the cat turds, the Gunther Eagleman, These other shitbags that just push out slop to everybody on X and say, everything's going great. Trump is handling Iran like it's like a well-oiled machine. This couldn't go any better. It's perfection. It's those fucking pieces of shit that we need to sweep away. Cat Turd is not helpful. Gunther Eagleman is not helpful. They're being paid, just like Harry Sisson is being paid, or JoJo from Jersey is being paid, and those other fucking left-wing pieces of shit. They are being paid by the Democrats in order to shove a bullshit message down all of your throats, all of our throats. On our side, we've got the exact same thing. That's Cat Turd, that's Gunther Eagleman, etc. They are paid to shove a message down all of your throats. And it is not a message that is helpful. In the middle of all of that fucking bullshit is all of us, podcasters and content creators that are trying to say, please, for the love of fucking Pete, stop listening to these cunts. Listen to some of us that are telling you the truth. You may not want to hear it, but listen to us. We're telling you the truth. And then find the best way to move forward with that. The quartering is not that. He's a dumb cunt. And he doesn't give a shit about anybody coming together.
You say people get pissed off at me at one thing or the other. I don't care, but I do mention what people are saying because I'm into what the population thinks. So any implication that I go with what pressure is the opposite. I neurotically do whatever I believe is real. There's not even, my brain doesn't even ever think about pulling back from pressure. In fact, I tend to go into pressure. But that said, people go, well, what's up? You expose Israel financing all this propaganda in America, and you expose the other. Which side are you on? I'm on the side of being aware of this. So yeah, it's known that Qatar spends all this money. It's known these other people do, but so does Israel, is my point. And then you've got Tim Pool saying Alex must have gotten the call. Well, I'm wondering, he needs a name from who? Because I didn't get a call, as Tim admits, from Netanyahu to meet secretly with him. And then when it came out, Tim said, yeah, I did meet, but it's secret what we said, Chatham House rules. So nobody's got me meeting with people secret. No one can find it. If they ever do, it's AI. It's not real. I am funded by the listeners. I mean, I can even get a lot of great sponsors, but quite frankly, I'm so busy. You got to court them. You got to jack with it. It's a big hassle. I'd rather just sell cool stuff and not jack around with a bunch of sponsors.
Hey, Coffee Brand Coffee would sponsor you, man.
Oh,
well, let's go. So, but the whole point is that oh, and I will tell you, I like your little thing claiming Rex, my son, who I love, who's really smart. You think Rex tells me what to say? You think Rex is my Gormer Worm Tongue or whatever his name is?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's Rex, but I'm just relaying also just like you. I read.
So you're saying what Tim said, I get a call. I get calls.
No, I don't think you got a call. I think that if most people watching you would agree with me when I say that you took a hard 180 about a few months ago. Now.
Well, the only calls I listen to are the hot women.
Here another post from the quartering. This is clearly someone around Alex Jones pushing him in this direction, and I think I know exactly who it is. He's referring to Rex Jones, his son. And that this is supposed to be Alex being deceived, being under a spell, and Worm Tongue, whatever the fuck his name was, lying, spinning lies in his ear.
I mean, seriously, there's nobody. No, I'm joking. No, of course not.
You look great, Alex. By the way,
the point is, thank you. You look great too. The point is that I'm not getting calls from politicos because they know it goes into a black hole. Okay,
I believe you. I believe you 100%. But when you look at the public perception, and perception is reality, and I believe that you are a truthful man, and that you're just following your gut. People are allowed to change their opinions. People are allowed to, wholeheartedly support Trump.
But I have mixed feelings about Israel. I'm not for the Muslims. I don't want to blow Israel up, but I also don't want Israel claiming I'm a terrorist, need to be taken off the air, the Netanyahu crowd. I mean, I understand Netanyahu is only one permutation of Israel. I get that.
Yeah. But I'm just trying to explain he got the call thing. I think Tim was probably being tongue-in-cheek there, although I can't speak for him. But I'm saying that there is a perception that Alex Jones has changed, and You can read it in the comments. You read your comments, you know. Whether it doesn't matter. People say, oh, like when I came out and said Candace Owens is literally demonically possessed. By the way, an opinion we both shared at one point. I lost a lot of viewers. A lot of people called me all sorts of names. They said I was funded by Israel. I get the same nonsense that you do with that. Now, nobody on the planet is under the level of stress and attack that Alex Jones is and your team and your company. And I've defended you for an extremely long time, and I will continue to do so regardless of how this conversation goes, because you're the greatest of all time that's ever done this. You're allowed to change your opinion, but the perception is reality. And the perception is there was a hard turn a few months ago, and people are just trying to understand that, because a lot of us have followed you for many, many years through thick and thin. You've been right about way more than you've ever been wrong about. But people are concerned when it looks like, and again, perception is just reality. When you're boosting Candace Owens' theories and you're talking about that, I get now that you've added the context. You're saying, hey, I don't know. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. But let me ask you, as of today, from vacillating back and forth because you're unsure, what do you believe is more likely? Do you believe that Tyler Robinson, a trans dating leftoid who engraved the bullets like every trans shooter in history, do you believe that he killed Charlie Kirk, or that Israel did, or the Jews?
Whenever I said I think Israel factors into it at some point, if the U.S. government did it, I don't think they would do that on our soil without the U.S. government involved, kind of like 9/11, where the stand down bare minimum was Netanyahu was in power at the time, and George W. Bush. And so, you know, the two kind of worked in concert, at least with the official story blaming Iraq, it's now come out that they knew wasn't true. And so when I said $10,000 if you could show me saying the Jews killed Charlie Kirk, I never said that. I said clearly now I think Israel, in some permutation in the politics of this, is involved, because the text messages that were released of him, saying Israel's mad at me, the Jewish lobby is mad at me. But if you want to know why I'm upset at Trump, it's that sea of red, futures slide as market wakes up to soaring bond yields and diesel prices. Agriculture commodity prices break out as JP Morgan food crisis warning gets louder. Foreign holdings of U.S. Treasuries fall in June, led by Japan, UK, China. I mean, this U.S. housing starts plummet in July, 12+%. I mean, this ain't good. And this is what economists told me was going to happen if we did this war. So I am pissed about the fact that Trump's economic recovery plan was the best. That's why I was a total cheerleader. And then when he started getting off of that, I've gotten really, really, really upset about America is on the verge of bankruptcy, and this war alone will derail that. And now we're seeing not just that as a prediction, it's now coming true.
I totally agree with you. Even I started out more of a, well, you blow up a few things and move on. This is going to be whatever, and now it's dragged out much longer, as you did predict. But my question remains, do you think that Israel was involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination or not? That is, I think, what most people want to know.
I'm not dodging the question. No, I don't have any proof that Israel was involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination. And I said that early on, like 3 days in, they said Israel did it. And I said, we don't even know what happened here. And so what I know is the official story is not true. What I know is it's got more holes in it than Swiss cheese. And then every time I cover real stuff, no one seems to care, both on, the people defending the official story and then, Candace Owens and them. Like, I was told by people in the cabinet meeting 6 days after they had a meeting, it was like 8 days after, it was 6 days after they had the meeting, that Patel comes in and says, we're not looking at foreign involvement. That's orders from Trump. We're not looking at domestic involvement. And it was later confirmed and came out. So I'm just saying, when you've got that, and the same FBI that said, oh, the Epstein killed himself and wasn't a human trafficker, those girlfriends in prison for it. And by the way, here's the unedited video, and it's all edited showing he killed himself. It doesn't show him kill himself. I'm just saying, I don't believe anything they say, so I'm not mad at people that don't believe it.
Yeah, that's where my position is, too. I obviously believe this is just nonsense that a foreign country that Charlie Kirk was very clearly loyal to killed him. But we agree on that. We can move on from that. What I'm really curious about, if it's okay, if we can just have a talk as I'm not a peer, you're on a different level.
Oh, stop that! All humans are peers, and that's not going to get you. Seriously, no. Sure. I'm just a regular guy, just like everybody else. My issue is I've really tried to call balls and strikes. The Charlie Kirk assassination gives me a headache because I can usually figure stuff out. The more I investigate, the more it gets confusing. This is a giant black hole.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are questions about the case that I hope will be answered at the actual trial. I myself did not believe we'd ever even get to the pretrial. I thought he would get something would magically happen to him while he was in prison, and we would never get answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to me, I want to get your opinion. I know you've shared it before, but I'm curious. So you're a Christian man. You go to church, just like I do. I've only recently found God back in, when Charlie Kirk was assassinated.
This is his fucking grift. He attends church virtually from home. He watches it on video. He doesn't drag his fat ass to the fucking church to do it. This is him and Melanie Mac's grift. Is it they're all Christians? I'm a church person now. I'm Christian. My wings just came in from Amazon. I'm above all of this. I'm just asking. He's a fucking piece of shit. He's so full of fucking shit. Glazing Alex after talking shit. If you talk shit, come on and talk shit. While he's spewing all of his crap, Alex is focusing in on all of his text messages, not his texts, but his tweets, and he's showing all of his shit, which is contradicting everything that he's doing. So you're glazing him, you're shining Alex's shoes, but on your show, you were talking shit like the big fucking kahuna about how I think Alex is compromised, think something's going on, let's have a debate, let's talk it out, and you show up and you're a pussy, you puss out.
I started going back to church and I haven't stopped since.
Yes, you have.
In December,
the casino
everybody was in agreement about this. What do you make of the larger picture of dividing the right? In my opinion, TPUSA, a Christian organization, Erica Kirk, a blameless victim in a horrific murder of her husband and the father of her children. What do you make of the people profiteering off of that, spreading things they know are not true? What do you think they're motivated by? Is it just clicks, or is it a genuine effort to divide the right? I'm so, when you say your head
let me be 100% clear.
Kirk,
No, I hear you. Let me be 100% clear. There's propaganda from all angles. Erica Kirk, a week after he dies, in black hot leather pants with fireworks shooting off. Terrible look. I called them and told their head PR guy, this is a really bad idea. I said, what are you doing? There's no doubt TPUSA did a great job getting young voters registered to vote Republican. There's no doubt that the Democrats are having everybody on and boosting this, and Google is boosting it. And look, I'm still banned on YouTube. Nothing against Candace. She is not just on YouTube. She is boosted. So just because that's all,
Alex?
Well, no. Just because I say all that on air, just because that's true doesn't mean I ignore all this. Is the left using this? And Trump and the FBI covering up what really happened? Yeah, but they're the ones that covered it up, that opened the door for this. I told TPUSA, come out and go after the accomplices. Go out and talk about the FBI cover-up. I told them this days after. I predicted all of this. I said this will bring down TPUSA, and they did not listen to me. We'll be right back. So I've said I don't see proof Israel killed Kirk. I do see proof that there were other people involved.
Weapons that apply to the battlefield in which we're engaged. And the most important ones.
I have a lot of other stuff to get to. I'm sorry, guys. I just wanted to get through some of the quartering bullshit and just show you that he's fake. He comes on here, he shows his rear end instead of being a tough guy, and it's like, go on the show and be about it.
Moving away from the black hole, this is Charlie Kirk assassination. So sad. We can get into that more if you want. Just in general, what do you think Trump should do to try to win the midterms and pivot away? I mean, obviously, in this war, Netanyahu doesn't want this war ended.
Well, I think there's a couple of things that Trump could do, but he's running out of time to do it. I think, as I mentioned earlier, perception is reality, and the cost of living, I think, is still more important to more everyday Americans than the Iran issue. I agree the Iran issue is a mess, but that is also contributing to the cost of living. He needs to get a resolution, obviously, as quick as possible, because the price of gas makes the price of everything, oil really. Oil is a part of almost everything we do, and it increases the prices, and the cost of living you mentioned the home prices to most Americans between 18 and 40, and I don't think this is an apolitical poll. The idea, the dream, the American dream of owning a home with a white picket fence seems impossible. And that's why you're seeing so many of these communists. We had one nearly win here in Wisconsin that won the Democratic nomination. And that's why I'm talking about what's most important to me is re-galvanizing the biggest voices on the right. Now, I know the right is splintered, but he needs to figure out a way to get the Alex Joneses of the world and the Tucker Carlsons of the world and the Candace Owens of the world to either see that this is a real problem and focus on issues that Americans are really concerned about.
This is how uninformed he is. He has no idea about or he hasn't educated himself on the rift between us, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson. Well, he doesn't get it. He's just like, what if we all come together and sing Kumbaya? It's such an infantile, ridiculous, a childlike approach to the entire thing the rift that's going on right now. And he's just like, what if we just took the rift and we just brought it together and then we just stitched it up like we were making a little cow or a fish in school. We're in stitching class and we stitch it together. Like, are you not paying attention, asshole? You don't know what's going on? No, because it's like he focuses on the main points of things that are going on, like the headline, and then doesn't read everything else after the headline. He doesn't educate himself to know what's going on. It's just like, let's all come together. I don't understand all the infighting. Fucking idiot.
Or this fracturing is going to cost him the midterms and perhaps the Republicans of 2028 elections. Obviously, you can say whatever about J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio as the potential, runners there, but the midterms are not going to go well if things don't get more affordable. That's one of the biggest reasons Trump gets elected, right? Secure the borders. People want more deportations. You can't back down every time there's an optics issue, every time there's another illegal that, gets shot during a stop, he backs off on that. So,
by the way, when's the last time he looked at the camera and looked at Alex, like addressed Alex? Does anyone notice the last time he fucking did it? I'm looking at you right now. When's the last time he fucking addressed anybody? Other than being like, well, he's fucking Ray Charles. I just think that everyone, they need to come together, man. They need to be on the same side, man. And it's like, Ray, over here, buddy.
We're together on that. I think Trump needs to redeploy ICE and stop caring what the media says. He needs to worry about cost of living, and whatever he does, he has to do it quickly because November is coming and it's coming fast. In terms of reuniting the right, I think big voices like you, someone who is a truth seeker, will be more vocal about this op that is happening to divide the right. And we have people saying, I want to vote Democrat. Nick says vote Democrat. We can't do that because we can't take the worst option of the lesser of two evils just to stick it to somebody. That's not productive. So I'm hoping after our talk today that you will maybe prioritize the division of the right a little higher than some of the stuff that's currently dividing the right.
Well, I mean, the media focuses on certain things. I say I've been prioritizing getting Trump back, but you've seen all his statements about affordability is not real. I don't care about
he's so boring.
America's economic plight. I care about the war. I don't care about Medicare.
He's wrong about that.
His surrogates saying, who cares about $20 burritos? So I don't see Trump course correcting. I mean, if he does it course correct, and maybe there's no time with 2.5 months left, what do you think happens?
If he doesn't course correct, it will be a blue wave at the midterms and we will lose the 2028 elections. Probably, as laughable as this is, to AOC. I mean, we see Democrat operatives like Hassan Piker coming around and supporting Candace Owens. Why? Specifically because she's divided the right. And if the right does not regalvanize, and I'm not a big fan of the big tent, but I'm a fan of it when it really matters, when we're talking about the midterms, when we're talking about presidential elections. And if we don't regalvanize and understand that while we're upset about these things, we're letting the other guys win. I just don't think that that's a winner strategy. I don't think checking out and getting blackpilled and having people putting out constant demoralizing demoralizing Americans content out there.
Well, there is a
way
competition
we
to
win.
show how anti-Trump you are. That's not what I've done. But at the same time, you can't cover up Epstein and say it doesn't exist and you're not MAGA if you believe it. I mean, look what just broke. Palm Beach County Clerk of Courts, Mike Caruso, arrested on child sex abuse charges. Mike Caruso, the Palm Beach County Clerk of Courts, the staunch ally of Florida Ron DeSantis, was charged Tuesday morning on charges linked to child sexual abuse of his grandson, state officials announced. And it just goes on.
All right, I have too much. I'm not going to do the whole fucking 50 minutes. I got too much to get to. So the quartering was a joke. He pushed out. Didn't push Alex on anything. The guy's a fairy. He's a sissy. You're doing yourself a disservice if you follow the quartering. Here's another thing that make the quartering sad, because he's a grifter and he needs to find these things. Carmelo Anthony has been denied a retrial by a Texas judge per CBS. Great. I mean, this makes perfect sense. When our court system is working the way it should be, bad people should be kept in jail forever or hung. I mean, he went out of his way to go to a place he wasn't supposed to be, stab a white kid, run away, then whine and cry about it and claim he was a victim like a true leftist, and then tried to get himself out of it because, he's black. So, of course, we all have to give him a prize in a parade, not jail time. So reality has kicked him right in the nuts. He's not going to get a retrial. You are going to rot in prison. You're a murdering piece of trash, and you deserve to get raped and then killed in prison, which is what I'm hoping will happen to Mr. Carmelo Anthony, ghetto thug piece of trash. So there's an update for that as well. Rest in piss, fucking piece of shit. Okay. Referencing some of this here. Ed Krasenstein, a shitbag leftist, him and his little mini midget faggot brother. They both post just leftist garbage on the internet on a regular basis. He is laughing and showing what a great time Hunter's having with Valhalla, VFT, apparently a fucking traitor to the country. My dad, at 81 years old, secretly got on a military aircraft, went to Ukraine, took a train for 16 hours to Kyiv as the first president of the United States to go into an active war zone. Donald Trump fits his fat ass into a food cart truck and brings his work wife with him instead of the guy that carries the nuclear codes. That was him. Here's some of this. Here is some of Hunter Biden on Valhalla show.
My dad, okay, all of the thing where they talk about like he's such a man and he's that and everything, is that my dad?
Trump?
Yeah. I mean, all the MAGA guys. And my dad.
I was gonna say he's like the softest man I've ever seen in my life.
Softest man ever. My dad, at 81 years old, secretly got on a military aircraft, went to Ukraine, to the border of Ukraine, took a train for 16 hours to Kyiv. And when they were dropping bombs on Kyiv, as the first president in the history of the United States of America to go into an active war zone. And Donald Trump fits his fat ass.
That's right, he did. Oh my goodness. Hercules. So Valhalla's a faggot, just sucking Hunter Biden's dick, sucking Biden's dick. Mr. fucking Patriot, Mr. Pro-America. For Hunter Biden, a scumbag that has worked against this country. Joe Biden, a scumbag that's worked against this country. And Valhalla's like, oh my goodness, he did take a train all that way. Oh boy, these are the people you shouldn't fucking listen to. They're fake, they're shitbags.
Into a food cart truck and brings his work wife with him instead of the guy that carries the nuclear codes. My dad, okay, all of the thing where they talk.
Fucking, what a piece of shit. Valhalla's a piece of fucking shit. What a shitbag. You bring Hunter Biden on and you're giggling and laughing. You're having the best time of your fucking life. Why is that? Because you're a fucking grifter bum. You bought Hunter Biden on your show. You got your clicks. You got your views. You stopped caring about your country. You stopped caring about your alleged patriotism. I mean, I didn't see this whole thing. Did you call him out for being a piece of shit? Did you call him out for being a crackhead pedophile? Did you call his father out? Did you hold his feet to the fire at all? Based on the 40 seconds I'm seeing here, I'm willing to bet no. Another fake piece of shit. Valhalla, right here. I don't give a fuck that you served, buddy. I don't care. That you went and served your country and then you came back and then you turned into a grifting anti-American piece of shit does not reconcile with your service. I'm sorry. That makes me not give a fuck that you served. There's this taboo with people who serve in the military that I just have to give them carte blanche over everything. They can say whatever they want. They can be a shitbag whenever they want because they served. I didn't serve, you did. Oh my God, no. You served and then you came home to sell out your country. To have a piece of shit like this on your show. To shine his shoes and glaze his cock. No, I don't thank you for your service. Fuck you. Fucking shitbag. Tucker Carlson, another fucking traitor. Hunter Biden on the show. Let's have a little chit and a little bit of chat.
Hunter Biden, thank you for doing this.
Tucker Carlson.
I haven't seen you in 11 years. Though I've talked about you.
As you know, in the meantime.
And then I wake up one morning and you're doing Candace Owens.
I love Candace.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. I've taken a lot of abuse for saying that, but I do. I know her, and I do. I think she's a great
As
person.
a person.
Yeah.
I think Candace is great. I think all her lies and all her bullshit and how she's just shitting on Charlie's memory and his entire family. I just think it's all great. And I think it's all wonderful.
The politics and anything and largely why I'm sitting here. We've known each other for quite tangentially for 30 years.
Yes.
Is that she as a human being is a really, really good person.
Yep.
And thoughtful and generous and has a deep faith and I just vehemently disagree with some of her positions. And it used to be that way.
I remember.
Remember? I mean, when you and I knew each other, it wasn't as if our politics were much different.
Right.
And but everything has everything changed. And I attribute it to one thing. We can get to that, but
what's the one thing?
To Donald Trump. Everybody says, he's a symptom of the disease. And the reality is that I think he's one of the most transformational individuals in our political history for ill. And I think he had such an opportunity to do great things, and he just decided that all he was going to do was for himself. And but anyway, regardless, we got 2 hours to talk.
We're from the same place.
Yeah.
I grew up with your high school girlfriend, I think. So I mean, I'm very familiar with the world that you're from because I'm sort of from it too. And I noticed the change during Obama. And I'm not blaming Obama. I'm not blaming but the society changed. It was like all of a sudden, if you didn't like Obama, you were a racist.
Yeah.
And I felt like in our neighborhood, that was the violence. You couldn't say anything about Obama that wasn't positive.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
No, I mean, I think that I had a completely, probably different perspective on that. But I don't discount if you say that you felt that way.
Well, it was before then. Like if it was Clinton, I knew a lot of Clinton staffers and you could be like, really, Monica Lewinsky? And they'd be like, yeah, Monica Lewinsky or Bush, really the Iraq War? Yeah, the Iraq, it was like, but people seemed to lose their sense of humor in 2008. I remember, at least my neighbors did. It was like, what did you say something about Obama that's not flattering? And that to me,
Yeah, I can see how you would get that. You know what I mean? I mean, you're a public figure. You're on.
No, I
TV.
mean at like dinner.
Yeah, no, I know, but I mean,
And it
but
was the
you're-
ladies who
yeah.
were all about Obama.
And
Remember that? It's like all this whole thing of like well-educated, humorless, rich white ladies. That all began during Obama.
that may be the case. But that wasn't. It understandably was not my experience.
I bet it wasn't.
And
so, how did you wind up deciding to speak in public? And first of all, with Candace, which I strongly approve of, but I just like, how did that happen?
So the first interview that I did was with Andrew Callahan, and who is a brilliant, in my opinion, journalist and documentarian. And I didn't know anything about him, but I had a lawyer that had done some work for him that had also done some work for me, and he said, "Hey, you should check this guy out." And a unfettered oligarch class,
yes,
that drained all of the wealth of a country and put it into their pockets, while
Oh, this is fucking rich. So the guy that went to go work for Burisma in Ukraine, an energy company where he had zero qualifications, none, other than being the vice president's son, and then would be the president's son, crackhead, loser, bum son, is going to tell us about rich oligarchs who are taking advantage of the people, while he pocketed money and then sent public messages out, where he was saying, "It pisses me off that I have to send some of the money to the big guy," referring to his father, the big guy who had the license plate on his car where he illegally stored classified documents in his garage. The car that said the big guy. Hunter complained about kicking money to the big guy while working a job that he had no qualifications for, so that there could be a route of communication and assistance from the United States to Ukraine. This shitbag is going to tell us about oligarchs on Tucker Carlson's show. This is all really interesting.
other 99. No, by the way, and people don't understand this. I'm not talking 1%. I'm talking the 0.01%.
Yes.
There are only 9,000, a little over 9,000 families in this country who are billionaires out of 350 million people. You know what this is shocking to me. You know what puts you in the top 1% of income earners in this country?
No.
Annual? $750,000.
That's the top 1%?
1%. So the people that I'm not talking about taxing or redistributing wealth among the top 1%. I'm not talking about it even in the top 0.5%, which would be like $10 million. I'm talking about the 0.01%, literally about a little under 10,000 individuals in this country that control and that have almost like 40% of the entire wealth of a nation, who decide
9,000 families have 40% of the entire.
Somebody do the numbers for me. I probably screwed that up completely, but an inordinate amount of the entire considered wealth of this country.
Well, you can't have democracy under those circumstances.
No, you can't. And Teddy Roosevelt knew that. And what he did is he went out and he used the power of the executive to be able to go out and bust the trust and redistribute that wealth. It was called the Square Deal. And then he used the power of the executive to do things that are every single one of us still benefits from today, which is, for instance, the national park system.
Yes.
The entire national park system was, and the secrets that I felt ashamed of. Like just the word crack, it's so heavy. It shocks people. All of the associations that people make out of, particularly of our generation.
Yes,
and to be able to speak about it openly. And what I found is this deep connection with people. There's no wall between me and them anymore, and because they know all of my flaws, the ones that you would never want to show anyone. And they know I'm willing to talk about them. And in that, they're able to come up to me and say, I mean, everywhere I go, when I got off the plane in the airport, someone came up to me, told me about their experience in recovery. Thanks for what I'm doing. They got their brother just got arrested though, is in jail. You got to do something about the fentanyl deaths here. Everybody, and it's been an incredibly beautiful, beautiful experience. And I say to everybody is that I'll talk about the politics, but it's really the bait to be able to talk about the thing that connects us. And so, all the way back, sitting down with Candace, is that the thing that Candace and I were able to connect on in a very human way was her own experience, not personally, but with her family and addiction and the people that she loved. And I don't know anyone that hasn't been impacted by it.
That's for sure.
Yeah. And I guess what my point is that by starting there for me, I feel like our connection as relates to it. I've known you've been sober for well over 20 years now.
24 years this month.
24 years this month. And so your capacity to be able to understand it at that level, and also at a family level, makes it a lot easier to see the Hunter that you thought that you knew. And I think, and by the way, I'm not putting words into your mouth.
No, I think that's 100% true.
But the thing for me is,
so I'm not going to keep going on with this fucking bullshit, blazing shit show. Do you see what everybody's doing here? What Valhalla's doing, what Tucker Carlson is doing, what Candace Owens is doing? They're bringing Hunter on. They're humanizing him. This is a Hollywood and a political thing. They are changing his image. They are revamping him. This is what's happening. Well, you might be thinking to yourself, well, Matt, I don't understand why you're so upset. Tucker interviews all kinds of people. He just wants to have a conversation with an interesting person or with a person. And, maybe Valhalla's doing the same thing and Candace was doing that and etc. No, that's not what it is. Hunter's not an interesting person. He's one of the worst shit human beings that society can offer you. And the only reason that he's sitting here right now with all of his fake teeth, because they got all cracked out, they got all removed, and he showed pictures of that, by the way, on his laptop. All of them have been removed, and he's got all fake teeth. The only reason he's sitting here, the guy that slept with his dead brother's wife and then had a relationship with her, he is some of the worst trash that you could run into. In fact, living in your neighborhood or in your life, you probably know people exactly like Hunter Biden. The difference is those people are living within their means. So they are in your town, they are in your neighborhood, they hardly have any money, they're spending it all on drugs, they're losers and bums that can't hold a job. And then you're perfectly aware that they're losers and bums and they're not going anywhere. Hunter Biden has a rich daddy who has screwed over this country, embezzled money, used the presidency for his own gains. And that money has been funneled back and forth between father and son, from Hunter to Joe and vice versa. So he has been able to have his fun, to having his crack-riddled adventures all through the world, through Russia, getting Russian whores and underage girls, and just making ridiculous videos and taking pictures of himself on a laptop. He has been able to do all this to completely fail and completely crash. And then he has been able to bring himself back up again by the virtue of all of the money from the Biden family that affords him the ability to do this, that the crackheads, losers, and bums that you know in your town or where you came from cannot do. So now, this piece of shit, who should be dead in a ditch, is now making the rounds with all of the podcasters and influencers talking about his change, talking about his new life and his new wonderful positive changes, and revamping his image and revamping himself. And Candace is helping him do it. Tucker Carlson is helping him do it. And I just showed you Valhalla helping him do it. It says a lot less about him and a lot more about all of them. because no one that was reputable would bring this piece of shit on their show and not hold his feet to the fire about who he really is and that he has not really changed. That's not happening. That's the reason I call Tucker a traitor, Valhalla a traitor, and Candace, you already knew she was a lying piece of shit grifter that makes shit up. I shouldn't have to reiterate that to you. This is what these people are. These are the people, in my opinion, that you can't trust to run your local Burger King. Never mind give you reliable information about what's going on. This is what pisses me off and frustrates me to no end. Because someone like myself will fight for views, fight to get myself out there and get my voice heard. And in the meantime, these fucking shitbags will get millions of views to shine Hunter Biden's shoes with their tongues. And will they be adequately called out for it? I don't know. I certainly hope so, but I don't know. But mark my words here and now. This is the revamping and rebuilding and revitalization of Hunter Biden. It started with him getting an X account and then posting stuff up. Then it continued with his interview and debate tour where he's going on with everybody. And then it will move forward from there to a position in office, in government office he's going to run to because he's got the name Biden. And the left will love him and they will come out and vote for him like they came out for Hillary Clinton, like they came out. Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton should have gotten 0 votes if anyone used their brains and learned about who those people were. But it doesn't work that way. So Kamala Harris got votes and she was a contender. Hillary Clinton got votes and she was a contender. And so will Hunter Biden now when he chooses to decide to do whatever it is he's shooting for. I don't know that it's a presidency. He could be looking for a lower hanging branch and he's going to go for Congress, not push it, depending on what his advisors are telling him. And then he will work his way from there as he revamps his image and shows you he's a clean person, not an addict anymore, not a pedophile anymore, not hooking up with hookers on a daily basis and blowing thousands upon millions of dollars on all of it and daddy's dollars. Mark my words here and now. 8/23/2026. All of these people are helping to revamp Hunter Biden, and this is Hunter Biden's move to the next stage in U.S. politics. And we're just going to have to wait and see what that's going to be. But these people are all shitbags that are taking him on. Okay. I'm way behind. What am I, 2 hours into the show? Holy shit. If you guys like the show and you appreciate what you're getting, give me a like, give me a subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when like the midweek Blitzkrieg is coming up and stuff like that, or my show, Shitbag Roundup, is 9 p.m. on Sundays, and then a midday or midweek Blitzkrieg can happen at any time that it hits my fancy, and a show could be coming up. So make sure you have the notification bell and you know what's going on. I appreciate all the support and all the new viewers. We got a new one tonight while we've been on air. So thank you for you guys. Okay. Speaking of grifting shitbags, Tim Pool decided that he was going to do the same thing as Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro, and others and go to the college circuit or something like these people seem a little older than that, but it's possible they're college students. And he was going to do question and answer thing and debate all of them. And this is what some of this, so they are questioning him on claims that he has made on his show. This is what I've gotten the gist of. The United States is tracking towards a civil war. He has made this claim several times on his show, and this is one of the ones he is being debated against by these, what I'm assuming is young people. So let's see how this goes.
My next surrounded claim is that the United States is tracking towards a civil war.
There's 42 of your titles that have the word civil war in it
Correct.
with big fonts on the front.
They sure do.
So why is that? It's sensationalist. It's easy to get clicks on that. There's a reason why you say it, because it's very profitable for your business.
It's not necessarily. But we have 1,600 episodes of just IRL.
There comes a point where people stop taking your predictions seriously.
Are you going to make an argument, or are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you.
Okay, then let's make an argument about whether or not we are tracking.
Look how pissy he gets. Are you gonna make an argument? Are you mad at me? Why are you mad at me? Because of what I said? Like, he's calling your bullshit on you sensationalizing civil war again and again and again and again on all your fucking shows. Like, so this is a leftist, I'm assuming, here. Because they're all here to question him as a liberal, conservative, whatever the fuck he calls himself. And then he's getting all pissy because he's being challenged. On his show, he talks down to everybody. He's a condescending ass. And he's right and you're wrong. And he yells at you and comes down on you when he knows he's right and he knows that you're wrong. Now he's in this setting where none of these people are willing to take his bullshit. And look at him losing his composure.
No. If you're making an argument, you don't like my thumbnails, or you say my name over and over again.
I'm saying that you say bullshit in order to get money. But what I really think is
let me ask you a
the
question.
predictions.
Let me ask you a
Tim,
question you can't
I will
answer.
agree with you that there's increased polarization. I would attribute a lot of that to people being specifically online.
Let me ask.
There's
I
a
don't
lot
disagree.
less interaction with people that are in different camps. You can say that there's a civil war every fucking year and it doesn't happen. And
I
you're
never
say,
said
it just
there
hasn't
was.
happened yet.
Let me ask you a
Or
question.
if it does happen, you say, see, I've had it all
Let me
along.
ask you a
You are
question.
the same thing as like the
Let me
Christian rapture
ask you
people
a
who say that
question.
the rapture's coming every fucking year.
And
when it doesn't happen,
do
it's
you want a
like, oh, it's just not
soapbox?
happening.
Do you want me to get you a
I'm just saying,
soapbox?
it's really
I can leave.
easy.
You want me to
It's really
go?
easy to
You want me to
do
leave?
what you do.
You want me to
It's
leave?
really easy to do what you do. Like, you literally just say, civil war is happening.
Instead of having it, and he puts a beanie on to Felton, he's trying to call him out on his bullshit, and Tim gets pissed and walks away, won't continue anymore. That's how much of a bitch Tim Pool really is when he doesn't have the protection of his show and he can't talk down to everybody. He has to cry and leave.
Next year. Civil War's happening next year. It's coming. Make sure you subscribe to Timcast. Continue to watch my videos,
100%
please.
correct.
Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on
Grifting
Instagram.
bullshit.
It's easy to do what you do, bro.
My next surrounded.
It's easy to do what you do. Follow me on Timcast. Civil War's definitely coming. I'm dropping that spicy little nugget right there for you. Follow me and I'll walk you right through Civil War. He said it fucking 500 times. And the pussy gets up and walks out. He can't handle it. Here's another one.
Are you saying that white supremacists voted for Donald Trump so they could kill migrants?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good to know that.
That's fucking retarded. White supremacists voted for Trump so they can kill immigrants. I mean, that is a stupid, ignorant statement from Tim Pool.
That white supremacists make up part of the Republican Party, and Donald Trump's doing their bidding.
Yes, I certainly believe they do.
Okay.
Law enforcement, duly elected by a population that voted in plurality for ICE to go out and engage in these
Kill citizens?
which sometimes, yes, absolutely. And
they voted for ICE to kill American citizens, really?
yes. Do you?
What the fuck?
Do you?
The average Republican, I don't think they're that crazy.
Who said the average Republican would vote? But do you not believe that there are people in this country that would vote for ICE to harm people?
Is this your argument?
Do you believe?
This is terrible, Tim.
So you think not a single person in this country wants to harm illegal immigrants?
What's the relevance? We're talking about the fact that there is a top-down approach by Republicans like Donald Trump.
Can I ask you the question again? Can you answer the question?
And allow it to happen, foment violence in this country.
Can you answer
and
the
you're running
question?
cover for it as a moderate. Are you saying that?
An absolute shit show. Here's another one.
My next surrounded claim is that the United States is tracking towards a civil war.
I think that you are vastly overestimating the militant capacity of the American left. Like, we truly do not have like a far left in the US that would be willing to take up arms.
Now that's bullshit. There is a radical far left who have armed themselves, who have said that they will go after people and harm people and shoot people. So she's lying. Her point here is full of shit.
Furthermore, I do think that technology-wise, it's not an even battle anymore. Like, the military, the US military, the technology that they have to track, surveil, to remotely kill people would be absurd. I mean, I guess we could do some sort of guerrilla warfare, but this is American territory. It wouldn't go down like Vietnam.
This is a fantastic point, by the way, and this gets into what's known as the generations of warfare. Maybe we're not going to have what's called a hot civil war, but remain cold, is the use of information technology for the purpose of controlling populations, like you've described. That what we are seeing now with TikTok and Instagram may actually stop kinetic conflict, which would be people shooting each other.
Yes.
And we may actually just end up with people being brainwashed and, waving Israeli flags or something.
Well, I mean, we're already kind of there. I mean, like, Peter Thiel and Elon Musk are, the two most powerful tech dudes, and even Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos to some degree. They're in Trump's pocket, or maybe Trump is in theirs. And there's just, online, there really isn't a way for the left to meaningfully take control, not in a real sense.
That's bullshit too. They have been taking control. They've been taking control of schools, of businesses, of others. So she's naive. She's looking at it as, we're just simple little dummies and we can't do anything and I don't understand what's going on. I mean, I'm taking her at face value, but yes, the left has been doing exactly everything she claims isn't happening. But apparently Tim is not smart enough to contest that. So he goes on with this regular shit?
I think that, yes, the country will continue to get polarized, but will we have a civil war? No.
My next surrounded.
So, I mean,
Are you saying that white supremacists voted for Donald Trump?
It's crazy. It's crazy. Luther Morgan here. He and I have talked a little bit about the stuff that's going on with Jer. I ended up giving him some information. But he's shitting on Tim Pool here. I'm in for 400 out for. He's gambling. He loves his cards. He likes to post about that, talk about it. In for 400 out for 613. If you're wondering why I do well at low stakes and your only argument is that it's not possible, the reality is more likely that you fail to realize there are people smarter than you. I know there are tons of people in every facet of life smarter than me. So I sought coaching and I studied. I developed my own strategies and I win. Maybe you're just not as smart as you think. Maybe your coaches are fake and hustling you with YouTube videos that don't make sense. And the truth is every pro and every even many wrecks are smarter and better than me, but I found my path and it works. Figure it out because it's possible. Again, him glazing himself. And Luther is just, I'm smart. I'm successful. Listen, now, guys, I'm smart and I'm successful. You wanted this. Where's the support? So Luther Morgan shitting on Tim Pool. And again, Tim Pool is his greatest hero. He thinks he's awesome. He's the best. So, okay. Oh, I ran too long with some of my rants and explanations. I apologize. I'm 2 hours in at this point. So Jake Lang, we're going to try and finish up here a little bit. Jake Lang ended up getting arrested. Andrew Mercado is a shitbag leftist who pretends he's a reporter, and then he tries to take cheap shots and hits on people, and then goes, "Oh, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything." The guy's an absolute snake and shitbag. But he says Jake Lang, who was there, by the way, Andrew was there. Jake Lang and 6 others have now been booked into the Hennepin County Jail following today's clashes in downtown Minneapolis. Lang is being held on probable cause for riot. Jail roster entries also show Eric Dawson, Charles Miles, Stephen Major, John William, Kai Irwin, Matthew Norby, and Jaden Scott. The bookings come after Lang's rally in confrontation with counter-protesters in downtown Minneapolis. This is also not Lang's first Minnesota arrest this year. On February 5th, he was arrested after video showed him kicking down portions of the permitted Prosecute ICE sculpture. It shouldn't have been permitted at all, and I think it was great when he kicked it down. At the Minnesota State Capitol, he was subsequently charged with felony criminal damage to property. The Hennepin County bookings are currently listed as probable cause, meaning formal charges in connection with today's incident are being considered per Minneapolis mayor and MPD press conference held this afternoon. There's Jake Lang's arrest photos here. So it was a chaos. He ended up getting punched by Spider-Man, or his crew got punched by Spider-Man. This lefty faggot was dressed up as Spider-Man and showing up to all this. The Spider-Man, so the left were having a whole thing in Minnesota. Jake Lang showed up with his own crew and a couple of pickup trucks to disrupt the entire thing, which just turned this into a powder keg. Now, as everyone knows, if you're a conservative, you're going to be arrested and jailed. If you're a lefty nut job, you will receive a parade and you will be let out on zero bail. You're a hero. They could beat up and hit and abuse and attack anyone they want. And the police and the local representatives who don't work for the people, they work for the radical leftists and the globalists, will let you out free of charge. So here is Spider-Man and then some dumb bitches being handmaidens, because women don't have any rights, despite the fact that they have all of the rights. Outside Minneapolis City Hall against Jake Lang's rally.
Go home, racist! Go home, racist!
There's the dumb bitch.
Lock it down! All streets! All streets! All streets! All streets! Oh, yeah, that's
Smash white supremacy.
This is what community looks like. This is what community looks like. Show me what community looks like. This is what community looks like. This is what community looks like.
The left and their stupid faggot ass chants. Ugh, they drive me nuts. That and the stupid drums. So, Kim Katie USA, unless it was already bad enough when Andrew Mercado of the one I previously sold you, of Mercado Media read FBI documents on his live stream that had been stolen out of a federal vehicle. So he was one of the shitbags that read the information out of that FBI vehicle that got smashed. That was the story a while back. Some guys smashed the rear of the vehicle, opened up the hood, and then took out their weapons and all of the information that was in the car. Now, Andrew Mercado ended up apparently reading all of that. I don't know why he's not in jail. Now he's on camera attempting to assault G Daddies. Is physically assaulting G Daddies on camera not a permaban from X? Question mark? What is going on here? So let's take a look at that. That's him, by the way. So this is the Mercado, Mr. Reporter, who minds his own business and just reports on what's going on. Here he is flailing out, attempting to hit people.
No, he's fucking threatening me. I need to get it on camera. He's threatening me. I need to get it on camera. He's threatening me. I got it on camera. Okay. You better spend this wall. I need to document it. They're threatening me.
So there's that faggot. Now we have Rex Jones here saying he's accusing Lang, the other one, the conservative that showed up. Lang is the CIA's strongest soldier, stoking division and hatred, giving the left target practice just like they did all those years in Charlottesville. Well, what should they do, Rex? Ignore the left and do nothing and let them riot and trash things and burn things down? The police aren't going to do anything because they're controlled by the Democrats. So I'm wondering what Rex's solution is to this. Some conversations and hugs, maybe. It came out later that the SPLC funded and set up that entire event. I'm sure it's the same thing here. Let's take a look at it. There's Spider Homo over there. That's Lang's truck with the American flags. He's been swarmed at this point by the left-wing nut jobs who end up jumping up on the hood and jumping into the rear to attack him and his crew. But they're fine. The left-wing nut jobs are fine. They haven't been arrested and they have no responsibility in it. It's just Jake Lang that has been charged. By the way, hitting vehicles is all illegal. If I went If I went out into the street right now and I started throwing rocks at people's cars just because I was angry about something, would I be held responsible in any way, shape, or form? Yes, I would. But these radical left-wing nut jobs who all claim that they're peaceful and they're just protesting and they're minding their own business, they smash cars, throw things at it. But that's perfectly fine, though, because they're just expressing their frustration. So it's okay, guys. Chasing the truck down the road. Cops are super helpful. This faggot is blaring a horn. This fucking pedophile probably over here is blaring his horn. Most of the left are all pedophiles. Look at this fucking mass of humanity right here. This is the left in a picture. This fucking cow, it almost looks like she has a snout. So this fucking cow, which is more gut than body, of course, is here to join in the frivolities. Fucking disgusting beast. Cops are doing an awesome job and definitely keeping everything calm and safe. That bitch got pepper sprayed. That fucking faggot, that fucking loser bum, the white Steve Urkel. He just threw a water bottle at the cop, and the cop's going out. He's got him. Look at this fucking nerd. This is the most human contact he's ever had in his entire life. Getting raped by this cop. This is the closest he'll ever get to anything. He's under arrest. Do you have cuffs small enough to handcuff his delicate, tiny little woman hands and wrists? Oh, white bitches yelling. We haven't had enough of that the past 10 years. That white cunt knows what's going on. Oh, did you get something in your eye there, stupid cows? Violent clashes as Jake Lang arrives for his End March rally. Oh, look at this leftist piece of shit jumping on the hood. The other ones are hitting the car. I mean, this is vandalism of property. I don't care if it's a rental or somebody owns it. Vandalism of property. Pepper spray and heavy clashes outside City Hall. Smashing their side view mirror. This guy jumps on the hood, gets in their face, rips them off. Gets sprayed. I think Spider-Man's gonna make an appearance here soon. They have a Mexican flag for whatever reason. You are in Minnesota in the United States of America, you dumb cunts. So they're taking Jake's sign. They're being surrounded, the car. Have the animals screaming and hollering. I mean, that's what the left is. They're all unhinged animals. I don't know why that soldier is in the back being hugged by a woman. I don't know what happened to him right now. We're coming for you. We're going to get you, all threats. They drag another lefty queer out. camera guy is covered in stuff at this point. Another fat hero right here has run over and is trying to yank the cross out of the truck. A real hero right here. So some Latino piece of shit. Mexican flag on Spider-Man now fighting with the police. So, you know, that's not what Spider-Man would do. That's not right. But he's fighting with the police because he's trying to get to the truck so he can jump up there and hit people. Shame on you, Spider-Man. That's not right. This is what the left does. All the annoying noise, all of that is a left-wing nut jobs. They blare horns, bang on drums. They just disrupt and annoy everybody. That's their thing. They don't have an argument. They don't have a debate to have with you. They just bang on things like that monkey that has the two symbols. And they're like, ding, ding, bang, bang, bang. That's what the left is. Bunch of retards. Mr. Mexico, Mr. Hero. You know, this fucking piece of shit that came to take advantage of our country and its money and its laws, and he's here trying to go after Jake Lang's crew. Mr. Mexico, piece of trash. So a little more of it driving away. We already saw that. This is a longer video of everything. There's the fat cow. I don't know if this one has Spider-Man jumping on the... He just fucking jumps right, gets past the cops, jumps right up the truck, and starts wailing on these guys. He's the new hero of the left now. This fucking probably a pedophile dressed up as Spider-Man. Come on, you fucking thing. I hate some of these. Okay, so we'll move on. Here's another sissy protester crying because he got maced by Jake Lang's crew. Look at this guy. You're a retiree. Go fishing. Go rent an RV and go see the monuments. But this fucking loser, who's probably in his spare time a pedophile, is in the group trying to attack Jake Lang and the other people. Assaulted and maced, standing up against hate in Minnesota. I had my eyes damaged, megaphone destroyed. Why do you have a megaphone, you fucking loser? and hat stolen while being surrounded, kicked, punched, knocked down, and mace, standing against hatred and bigotry and violence. And he calls out Tim Walz, A.G. Ellison, Amy Klobuchar, who's going to be running for office as governor in Minnesota, Mayor Fry, this faggot that bends over for all the Somalis, and etc. These leftist bums. What if you were retired? What would you do? So you still feel strongly about politics, okay? Would you go into the street with a megaphone and start screaming like a crazy person in the megaphone, and trying to wail and attack people? Or would you be a little more behind the scenes? You would donate to the people that you feel strongly for. You would attend some meetings and political events, and then you would spend the rest of the time with your family. What kind of deranged fucking loser?
Hey everybody, it's Tom Bevanstead at the emergency room. As you can see, I've been maced severely for trying to protest against Jake Lang. Once he got out of there, then the crowd turned on me with same people that I've complained against to state officials and federal officials. They won't do anything about Derek Torstensen and some of these other instigators. So they managed to assault me severely and probably damage my vision permanently. After having damaged my hearing permanently.
I hope you're blind, you fall down a fucking sewer grate.
Train horn again. So this is what I've been running against. This is who I've been standing up against and who I've been assaulted by and oppressed by and hurt by my state. And as I've been trying to even help these people, then they turn on me and assault me and blame me and take away my...
They turn on me and they blind me and they assault me, and the only thing I wanted to do was scream in their ear with a megaphone and then throw things at them. But then they mace me. I'm 67 and I should be fishing or spending time with my grandchildren. But instead I'm a bum on the street. Fucking losers. So here's my full 4K documentary footage of today's fiasco, where Jake Lang and his allies drove through a crowd of counter-protesters in Minneapolis. Lang was reportedly arrested shortly afterwards. Is it video or just a picture? Okay, this is 18 minutes. I'm not going to do the whole thing. Back up! Back up! There's Spider-Man! There's Spider-Man! He jumps in and starts punching him. Then gets grabbed by somebody and hauled out. Like he's someone's angry 80-pound girlfriend. Mexican flag on U.S. streets. That makes sense. These animals. Stop racism or I'm gonna smash your skull in. His pants are getting yanked. Jake Lang is just very busy today. I mean, I this is the reason I don't do shit like this. You're putting yourself in this situation. It is going to turn into a shit show. There's going to be fighting. Like all of these nut jobs, I want to punch every one of these faggots in the face. So I can't deal with them. These maniacs screaming and hollering. I want to take their bullhorn and I want to smash it. I want to smash them directly over the head with it. This is why, as a responsible adult, it is not a good idea for me to be here. So I refrain from this. I sit here and I do my show. You can call that what it is. You can say I'm not getting involved enough, or I need to go there and do it, but I'm gonna want to smash skulls, and that is just gonna get me into trouble. So I remove myself from the situation. I give all the props in the world to people like Jake Lang, Tommy Boy, Cam Higby, Nick Shirley, and the others who put themselves in these situations. But these people are deranged. They're out of their minds. They have no problem affecting violence against you. And when you return it in kind, you are the one that will be punished and arrested. Now, if I could smash their skulls for free, if you told me it was like almost like tax-free weekend, if it was the smash their skulls in free weekend, like the Purge Day, I'll fucking be there with bells on. In the meantime, I refrain. I'm not going to participate. Look at this shit. Jake is all over the shore. Yanked down again. He's trying to help them. They're getting sprayed with God knows what. Trying to pick the cross back up. It's absolute chaos and anarchy.
We got a truck! Fuck you!
Listen to these maniacs. They're not peaceful. Any of them that sit down and say, listen, we're peaceful, it's just you antagonizing us. No, you're not. You're all mentally ill whack jobs that will beat everybody over the head if they don't agree with your twisted view of what life should be. They should all be non-binary. You should all be gay. You should all be trannies. If you don't agree with that, you'll beat everybody over the head about it because you can't win an argument over it because it doesn't make any sense. If I went out and demanded that everyone wear a bucket on their head because that's the thing you should do, and then got irate and started striking people over it, what argument am I going to make that you should wear a bucket on your head? How is that helpful to everyday life? It isn't. It's the same stupid argument all of these retards are making. Be non-binary. Be a tranny. Don't have any gender at all. Dance for kids in a dress. Read to kids in a dress. This is what they're all at. And if you don't agree with it, well, they'll throw something at you or hit you in the head. Because how can you possibly logically debate any of this trash? You can't. So you have to beat people over the head with it. Literally.
Fuck you! Get the fuck out of here, Jake!
She looks like she's in her 40s. She's holding a stupid sign and her stupid cowbell, and she's waving it at people. Do you not have a family, madam? Do you not have a job that you should be at? Is there not some food shopping that you may need to do for the house? You felt like you had to be here to hold your stupid sign, wave a cowbell in everyone's face, and you are a grown woman who is, I guess, is a taxpayer. This is what the left is. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. They're soaked. And God knows what they're soaked in. The left have been known for, there's Spider-Man again. The left have been known for throwing cocktail mixtures which have quick dry cement in it. So it gets you in your eyes, your hair, or your body dries on you. Then you have to go to a hospital to be treated for it. Or they piss in bottles and then they throw that at you. That is what these disgusting animals do. So just take a guess at what Jake Lang's crew is covered in presently. Do you believe it's just bottles of Poland spring water? Imagine being surrounded by these animals and covered in all of this, in liquid that you can't identify until all of this is said and done, or you can smell yourself and try to figure out what it is. I smell like piss. I smell like something else. This is what these animals are. By the way, under normal circumstances in normal life, if I piss in a bottle and then I throw it on somebody, that is charges against me for doing that. Not to mention his biowarfare charges, because I'm throwing human excrement and excretions on you. You have no idea if I have AIDS, I'm taking drugs. You have no idea what is in my urine, feces, or anything else. That's biological warfare for throwing this stuff at people. They are allowed to get away with it. They should be immediately arrested for throwing liquids on these people. Doesn't happen. The guys in the truck are like, thank God I'm in this fucking truck. If I was any part of Jake Lang's crew right now, I would be like, thank God I'm in the truck. If I was given another choice, I wouldn't want to be the driver. I'd be one of the guys sitting in the back, just watching the chaos from the safety of my closed window where you can't get fluids on me. That's where I would want to be, back here. If I have to drive, I'll drive, but at least I'm covered. But I'll be in the back, in the rear of the cab as my fallback position. I do not want to be in the bed of that fucking truck and exposed to all these fucking monsters. Unbelievable. The police, Alex Jones comes out and says, the police have set this up to arrest the victims, need to go to prison. This is called a conspiracy against rights. At least Alex has got the right idea. Rex wants to, I don't know, you want to give him hugs and fucking jerk him off? What do you want, Rex? What do you mean this is a bad idea? Yes, it's a bad idea. But you need to answer these left-wing nut jobs. You can't let them take over streets, take over cities unopposed. There needs to be a reaction to them. And Rex is like, you shouldn't do this, it's a bad idea, and you're instigating them. So you should let them get away with everything they're doing like a bunch of petulant children? You discipline children. You don't let them tear your whole house down and set it on fire. So Rex Jones, I don't agree with him at all. Alex at least has a better take on it. He says the police have set this up to arrest victims, need to go to prison. That's right. You needed to not arrest Jake Lang and his crew. You need to arrest all of these fucking nut jobs that are throwing things, attacking them, putting their hands on them, and damaging the vehicle, private property. This is some of the footage of Jake Lang's cowardly crew. So this is another left-wing piece of trash. Using bear mace on me and other counter-protesters. Yeah, well, you're running up to their cars, screaming at them, banging on things, you dumb cunt. There's one of your faggot followers in his pedo shorts, attacking them. Yeah, you're gonna get maced. What'd you expect? You could do all this for free? That's what you get, you dumb cunt. The only thing that would be better at this is if you had died afterwards. Stupid leftist whore.
They're both gay.
I forgot I had this.
They're both gay.
That's true.
Here, let me
Most of them are likely
Need
gay.
your water? Can you give this water to me?
To be fair. Okay, let's. Demonstrators dressed as handmaids from the series Handmaids. So this is before everything gets completely out of control. Takeout at Minneapolis City Hall today. Are you gonna load, or are you gonna give me a hard time? Yeah, here's the dumb cunts. Because you see, they're very oppressed women, despite the fact that they've had more rights than they've ever had in history, more reproductive rights than they've ever had in history, make more money than they ever have in history, and have more consideration in every situation than they ever have in history. But Handmaiden's Tale, guys, they can't live their lives the way they want to, though. Here is one guy that rolled up on Jake and apparently had a gun in his hand. So is that a 2A? This guy was lead of the microphone and chance. You can't tell me this wasn't all premeditated. He rolls up on Jake with a gun in his hand. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's fake. Quite frankly, it doesn't matter. If you roll up to somebody with something that either is or looks like a real weapon, you are asking for serious. He should have. I don't. You can't. I guess he can't be legally armed in Minnesota, not being a resident or not having the expanded license to cover Minnesota. But I don't know exactly what their rights are. But he would have had the right to draw on this shitbag right here and shoot him, because he is pointing a weapon at him, and now it's self-defense. You need to stop him before he stops you. Jake would have been well within his rights to shoot this piece of trash right here. Unbelievable picture right here of what the police are allowing. They're surrounded by the police. He approaches him with a gun. Oh, this was more of the Spider-Man jumping onto the car and hitting him. This guy in the suit is probably a pedophile, knowing the left. Here he is, just wailing, taking shots at him before he gets dragged away by his fellow people. Like, stop doing it. You're going to get yourself into trouble. They're homosexual Spider-Man. Jake Lang's grift is just to get arrested everywhere he goes. Am I getting that right? Well, he shouldn't be. I mean, Greta Thunberg does that, but then she ends up getting released like 5 hours later. Whereas he's going to be held and held responsible, while all of these nut jobs will get away with everything that they did that day. Minneapolis, so Libs of TikTok puts it. So Minneapolis police arrested Jake Lang for planning a rally, but the violent leftist rioters who smashed cars were not arrested. Minneapolis police, I commented on their page as well, saying, so you mean to tell me that you arrested Jake Lang and his crew, but you allowed all of the radical leftists that hit them, struck their vehicle, broke laws, went into the middle of the road and obstructed the road and traffic, which is illegal, and you let them all go. To this point right here, I haven't gotten a response yet from the Minneapolis Police Department, but I'm sure they're all a bunch of professionals that are really doing the best job possible. Minneapolis police say at approximately 11:50 a.m., far-right extremist Jake, they have to emphasize, that shows you where their mindset is at. Far-right extremists. They don't just say Jake Lang arrived, or political person or commentator. They say far-right extremists, which tells you the Minneapolis Police Department is full of a bunch of leftist cunts. But far-right extremist Jake Lang arrived near Minneapolis City Hall with other people in 2 vehicles. Both vehicles drove onto the sidewalk in front of City Hall toward a crowd of people gathered there. MPD officers moved in to get the vehicles off the sidewalk and out of the area. Officers tracked both vehicles after they left with the assistance of Minnesota State Patrol. One was stopped near Washington Avenue and I-35 West. The second was stopped in Bloomington PD near Lindau Lane and IKEA Way in Bloomington. Imagine naming a street after the furniture company. Well done, Minnesota. You fucking idiots. All occupants, including Jake Lang, were arrested on probable cause riot. Yeah, the left definitely wasn't rioting in all of those videos that I just showed. Both vehicles were impounded. By the way, one had its wheels stripped. The rear lost all its wheels. That's what the left did. Updates will be provided as information becomes available. Well, whoop-de-fucking-do, you cocksuckers. Thanks for a shit job. Yeah, here's someone saying Minneapolis, $500 million in actual property damage in 2020, and crickets regarding any arrests. Drive and ride in a car, 7 arrests for probable cause riots. Right. So Jake Lang bad. Leftist nut jobs burning buildings to the ground They're expressing themselves. Why can't these little sweethearts express themselves? Come on now. They just feel very strongly about what they're doing. Fucking left-wing trash. Okay, so I've already gone 2 hours and 50 minutes. We're coming on 3 hours. I was gonna hit the meat situation that's happened where President Trump is gonna start importing meat from other countries in order to help bring the costs down in America. I've been going for longer than I planned to, so what I'm gonna do is, if I can't get to it tomorrow, I'm going to get to it on Tuesday, and I'll give you guys an update about that because I've been running for too long. I want to thank everybody that's tuned in. I want to thank all the new subscribers we got tonight that joined the show in the middle of the show. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe to the show. Hit the notification bell so you get updates on what's going on. That's completely free. If you're looking about how you can support the show, just scan that handy little QR code right there with your phone. That'll take you right there, and you can financially support the show if you feel so inclined. If not, like and subscribe. Thank you very much. I'm glad I was able to update all of you guys with everything that's going on. I hope you had fun and were informed with everything that's going on tonight's show and enjoyed the Shitbag Roundup. As always, the shitbags of the week are the radical left, and I'm adding Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and Valhalla VFT. Dude, I adjust your panties, dude, or fucking take them off and put some regular underwear on. I don't give a fuck that you served, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't even know. But thanks everyone. Hope you enjoyed the show, and I will talk to you again soon. I will give you updates about President Trump's decision to start importing foreign meat into the United States. All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.